traveling the world, great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to
pause for the facts.
What kind of facts? Used Carfax.
Facts.
Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value,
Facts.
Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio
Facts.
and roll down the windows
Facts.
and belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing.
Facts.
Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
It comes around every year. People begin to scramble for information. It's a beast like no other. And VSiN is here to help you navigate the waters of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's Sharp Week, and our team of college hoops experts will guide you through your brackets. Want to know who the wagering sharps are picking? Tune into Sharp Week on VSiN, Sirius XM 158. Sharps! You're gonna need a bigger bet.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Back in Denver, ready to go between the Michigan Wolverines and the Texas A&M Aggies. We talked about the front court for Michigan, but Wolverines head coach Dusty May tells us what he needs from his back court.
Our guards are going to have to be extremely quick to the basketball. They're going to have to fly in, keep balls alive, rotation block out. But if we can keep the ball in front and not be broken down and force rotations, we'll have a much better chance because we'll be able to keep Vlad and Danny and Will and those guys on their bigger players. And then our guards can use their quickness where if we're rotating and our guards are trying to block out those guys, it's going to be a tough day.
Well, it's certainly a chess match when you're with Michigan. You've got to figure out, can you get some scoring from that backcourt? And for Texas A&M and for head coach Buzz Williams, it's who might step up on any given day. It's a deep team.
We're going to play 10 guys. We're going to play 10 guys double-figure minutes. All 10 of those guys know that. We've kind of vacillated back and forth on who's starting and why. Sometimes it's matchups. Sometimes guys are in a good groove. Sometimes the groupings are playing better. We change 4 to 6 times every practice. Whether it's a drill, whether it's a game, whether we're playing, we're constantly interchanging.
All right, it's time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a Realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. All right, Austin, let's start with the Michigan Wolverines today. What do you see as far as their key?
I think the biggest key, and it's been a key for them all season long, is limiting their turnovers. They commit 14 a game on the season, which is the most in the entire Big Ten Conference. They had 14 in their Game 1 win over UC San Diego, 9 in the first half. You know, obviously you are giving extra possessions to your opponent when you do that, but it's just so disruptive when every third time down the floor you're turning it over. They have to take care of the ball against this A&M defense. And then Dusty May touched on it. They need strong guard play, really at both ends, but in particular defensively. Wade Taylor, Zurich Phelps, those guys are not great shooters, but they are tremendous putting the basketball on the floor. Trey Donaldson, Damari Burnett, they're going to have to keep them in front of them.
For Texas A&M then, they shot 52% in the win. What do you see as keys to keep it going for the Aggies?
Well, I think 2 guys, Pharrell Payne and Henry Coleman, the starting and backup centers. They both played excellent on defense. Payne 25 points in that game. They have to slow down Vlad Golden and Danny Wolf. That is no easy task. And then rebounding. Not a big storyline because they shot 52%. But should they continue to struggle from the field like they typically do, getting on the offensive glass is a hallmark of the Aggies.
Let's check the starting lineups. Sponsored by Cintas. Workdays are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. For Michigan, Danny Wolf, the 7-foot transfer from Yale, 13 points, the Big Ten's leading rebounder at almost 10 rebounds per game. He is more of a point forward, but he'll play that 4 spot to Vlad Golden's 5, the man in the middle, the most outstanding player in the Big Ten tournament, 16.5 points, 6.5 rebounds for the 7-1 grad transfer from FAU. In the backcourt, Reuben Jones, more of a defensive guy. The transfer in this year from North Texas averages 3.5 and 2.5 points, 3.5 points, 2.5 rebounds per game. Namari Burnett, his 68th consecutive start today, 10 points, 3.5 rebounds for the 6'5 graduate. And Trey Donaldson, 11.6 points per game for the 6'3 junior transfer from Auburn. For Texas A&M, it starts with Wade Taylor IV, first-team All-SEC. His jersey's already been retired at Texas A&M. He averages 15.7 points per game. Joined in the backcourt by Manny Obaseki. Hit a big early 3 in that game on Thursday. 6.5 points per game for Obaseki. And Hayden Hefner, the 6'6 grad, who is averaging 4.5 points per game. In the front court, Anderson Garcia, 6'7 senior, averages 6 points per game. And Henry Coleman, the man in the middle, 6'6 grad, who averages 7.5 points per game. Our officials, Pat Driscoll, Byron Jarrett, and Earl Walton today in this second-round game. And if the first round is an entry-level course for the college students, we start moving into graduate-level school when you get into the second round. And that's probably a good thing. 6 of these 10 starters are graduates. So you've got a graduate-level course, but you've got a lot of graduates out there on the court in this new era of college basketball. Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone, Michigan, by virtue of being the 5 seed with the Aggies, the 4, they're the visiting, and I put that in quotes, team today. They are in all their dark blue tops and bottoms with the golden, if you will, maize color on the front and back, and the block Michigan in maize in the front. For the Aggies, the home whites, tops and bottoms, the maroon numerals on front and back, and the script Aggies also in maroon across the front of those white jerseys. We're ready to get this one started. Golden and Garcia in the middle of the floor, and we are underway in Denver. The Sweet 16 on the line. The tip controlled by Trey Donaldson, and Michigan will bring it from our left to our right. They'll set up with Reuben Jones and back to Donaldson again. Donaldson looking into the corner. It's Wolf. Wolf against Garcia. Turns the corner, flips it back to Trey Donaldson. Little shot fake between the rings. Now goes to the right-hand wing with 10 to shoot. He'll try to drive on Garcia. Dribbles behind his back. Gets into the paint, leaning in, off the window. Good for 2, and it's a 2-0 Michigan lead.
I think that's a great start for Dusty May's team. Very poised offensively, not taking that quick shot. And Donaldson, so good, beating defender off the dribble.
And a lob to Hayden Hefner quickly for Texas A&M, and he misses the jam. Pretty good flip up towards the rim. He just couldn't finish. Rebound out to Michigan.
Very fortunate for the Wolverines. Got caught sleeping a little bit on that weak side backdoor cut.
Namari Burnett on the left-hand wing. Here's Golden at the top. Golden driving down the left side of the lane. Off the window. Wild shot won't go. And Garcia the rebound for the Aggies. Taylor now will push for Texas A&M from our right to our left. End-to-end floater from 5. Won't go. Rebound punched out to Donaldson. Doesn't have numbers. He's going to have to slow it up. Dribbles between his legs. And now finds Golden in the paint. 5-foot floater, bounces all around the iron and home, and it's 4-0 Michigan.
Golden is as good as anyone in college basketball, keeping the ball high. It's the natural instinct of a 7-footer to bring it down low. Golden, textbook, keeping it in the air.
And quickly up the floor, Manny Obaseki runs it up and banks it home. A&M trying to push the pace a little bit. Now Reuben Jones will attack. Drives in from the left side. Back out to Donaldson. Steps into a 3 right wing. Off the back iron. No good. Long rebound. Danny Wolf for Michigan. In the right corner against Obaseki. Gives up about 6 inches into the corner. It's Jones. Reuben Jones for 3. Barely draws iron, and it's out of bounds to Texas A&M. Reuben Jones is going to be open all day if he wants to shoot the 3. He's only shooting 25% from 3. They're not going to let him worry too much if he wants to launch that one.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you really want to make sure that you know your scouting report. Get to the rotation to the guys that they can shoot and run them off of it. Let the other guys take it.
Garcia, top of the key 3, and another quick shot for the Aggies. That's short. And the rebound to Jones for Michigan. Here's Donaldson. He'll work it around to Wolf. Fakes the 3 in the corner. Drives down the baseline all the way to the rim for 2, and it's 6-2 Michigan.
Again, just really poor weak side help. Slow coming across. I think they assumed that Wolf was going to pull up for that 3-pointer. Definitely a shot within his range. Good job with the pump fake and getting all the way to the rim.
There's Wade Taylor, drops it off to Coleman, left side, 8-footer, and that floater drops in the Aggies within 2 at 6-4.
Yeah. And it's so hard with Taylor. He's just so quick with the basketball coming off of that screen. I wouldn't be surprised at some point Michigan elects to go under screens with Taylor in it because of his struggles from behind the three-point line.
Now Donaldson between the circles, standing on the S of madness, the second S, as Golden will size up a three on the right wing. He'll launch way off the mark, and a rebound Hefner. He had never shot a three in college basketball until this year. That was his 32nd attempt. He's hit 11 of them. Obaseki with the Aggies down 2. Back to the middle of the floor, and Wade Taylor. 3 new Aggies set to check in at the next dead ball. Taylor, top of the key, deep 3. That's off the heel. Long rebound. Hefner has it for the Aggies. He'll drive it up, floats it over Golden, who changed that shot. It's short, and the rebound trickles out to Michigan.
And that was Donaldson exactly going under the screen, allowing Taylor to take it.
And now a turnover as Donaldson into the corner where Reuben Jones is waiting, but he's standing on the sideline. And a turnover for Michigan. Unforced error number 1 for the Wolverines as Will Cheddar comes in for Michigan. Entering for Texas A&M is 6'7" junior Solomon Washington. He's on the floor. Zurich Phelps, the 6'4" senior. And Pharrell Payne, who was the dominant force in their win over Yale.
Well, for Michigan, the first turnover of the game came 3.5 minutes in. I think at this point, yes, in game 1, they had already had 4 turnovers. Good sign for the Wolverines.
There's Payne going to work on Cheddar. Spins into Wolf, and a foul is called. It'll go on Will Cheddar. It's his first. It's a shooting foul. And Pharrell Payne, who had 25 points and 10 rebounds, a career high for Payne, the Minnesota transfer, going right back to work, and he heads to the line.
You see that in the tournament so many times where a guy has a really good game and that confidence just carries over. And no surprise, Payne put his head down and just attacked Cheddar. Great spin move and drew the foul.
To the free throw line. First one no good for the 58% shooter. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger. Offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Second free throw for Payne is good. 1 for 2 on that trip. And Michigan's lead is 6-5. 3.5 gone by first half in Denver. And a pressure applied by the Aggies. Wolf will get it over to Donaldson. Donaldson on the right-hand wing will set the offense to the right-hand offensive zone. Donaldson enters it. Wolf buried in the right block. Misses the layup. Got his own rebound. In some trouble and it tripped out of his hands and taken away by Solomon Washington. What good play by Washington. Here's Taylor now to the free throw line. Lob to Payne and the two-hand flush gives the Aggies the 7-6 lead.
Well, that was the second turnover. We mentioned Vlad Golden doing a great job of keeping it up, but it was Wolf that brought it down, allowing the guards of A&M to get the steal and start the break.
Cheddar harassed on the right wing, has to get rid of it to Jones. 16 to shoot for Reuben Jones. Going to work against Washington. Finds Donaldson. Wide open 3 right wing. It's short. Donaldson chasing his own rebound and a foul on the floor. Donaldson knew he missed it. The shooter always knows that he was going right after it. And the foul is called against Texas A&M. And a timeout on the court. Sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. Aggies with a 7-6 lead. Michigan scoreless for the last 2:10 of this first half. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. Choose joy. Choose the road. Choose your shot. Take it. Choose to get in there. Choose your calling. Choose your path. Just choose. We craft cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. You know who you are. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I wake up.
Riley Herbst here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited-time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. A very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
80-71 in the first round, outscoring Yale 48-32 points in the paint. Right now, early edge for Michigan in that category at 6-4.
Yeah, Michigan 0-4 from the three-point line. All 6 of their points have come in the paint, and the 2 turnovers have allowed Aggies 3 of their 7 points.
Inbound from Michigan, it comes to Wolf. He'll back it out to Donaldson, middle of the floor. Roddy Gale Jr. off the bench, going to work on the left-hand wing, feeding Wolf at the top of the key, 7 to shoot. With a jab step, trying to drive on Payne. Now he'll step back for a 3, top of the key, grazes the right side of the iron, no good, and a rebound to Zurich Phelps. Nobody has hit a 3 yet. Michigan 0 for 5, A&M 0 for 2.
I can't imagine out of the timeout that's the shot Dusty May was looking for.
Boy, and Zurich Phelps goes uncontested down the lane, misses a runner, and then gets his own rebound in the near corner. Here's Taylor, lost the ball going through traffic, and a foul's going to be called on Taylor. Trying to get it back from Trey Donaldson. He threw a little bit of an elbow and tried to nudge Donaldson out of the way, and that's the first on Wade Taylor, the 4th.
Now, good call by the officials. Taylor upset with it. He got the worst of the contact, fell down, but he was definitely had an arm on Donaldson. And Michigan forces their first turnover of the game.
Wolf will leave. Golden re-enters for Michigan. We saw this on Thursday. Here's Donaldson to walk it up. Cheddar between the circles. Hands it off to Burnett on the left-hand wing. Burnett trying to cross over against Hefner. Gets him on his hip. Drives inside. Dumps it down to Golden. Layup is good and a foul. Burnett driving into traffic. It collapsed on him. Somehow able to get it around the bodies into Golden's hands. It may have been a deflected shot into Golden's hands. And he'll go for one more at the line.
I think you're giving Burnett a lot of credit if you're calling that a pass. But that is what happens when you attack hard. You force the weak side big defender to come across, try and contest. And now Golden can make the shot in a 3-point play.
We welcome those of you just joining us across our network as Wad Golden of Michigan hits a free throw to make it Michigan 9, Texas A&M 7. 14 minutes and 45 seconds to play in this first half. At the free throw line, it's Phelps. Back out it goes now on the right-hand side to Solomon Washington. Turns into the paint, jumper good, and Will Cheddar, with his second personal foul, will send him to the line for one more.
And just not a smart foul there by Cheddar. So many centers, they know the rule of verticality. He had his feet there, and he just leaned forward with his arms, and that is the easiest call for officials. And typically when you are doing that, you're not really trying to foul, and oftentimes the offensive player can find a way to finish through that minimal contact. And now he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
2 fouls in 2 minutes, and now Michigan much more thin and much more pressure on Wolf and Golden up front for the final 14:38 of this first half as Washington's free throw is good, and the Aggies have a 10-9 lead. Michigan in the dark blue uniforms, tops and bottom, Mays numbers on the front and back, all white uniforms with the maroon numerals on front and back for the Aggies. Wolf in the left-hand corner to Donaldson, middle of the floor. Crosses over, feeds it to Donaldson. One-arm catch in the lane, throws up a shot, it won't go. Tip try by Gale, won't go, and Payne the rebound for the Aggies. They'll start it up from our right to our left. Drop off Taylor, 3, left wing. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Wolf. Up the floor comes Donaldson. Donaldson Jab stepping against Washington, runs it end-to-end, throws it towards the rim. He felt the pressure by Washington on his hip, and as he stayed there with that pressure, took the shot up, drew the foul on Washington. He'll get 2 free throws.
I think that Michigan, especially the guards, have to find that balance between the three-point shot that is such a huge part of Dusty May's style of basketball and driving and attacking. You saw it Burnett on the previous play, and now from Donaldson. When the shots aren't falling from the perimeter, you got to find other offense.
Free throw no good by Trey Donaldson. Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice. Stinking places beyond your pits. Old Spice has you covered with total body deodorant. 24/7 freshness from pits to toes with daily use. Donaldson 1 for 2 on that trip. We're knotted up at 10 apiece, our second tie already. Michigan shooting 29% from the floor, 0 of 5 from 3. They've got to feel thrilled that with those numbers, they are tied in this game.
Yeah. And with the Texas A&M team, we've mentioned their struggles. They're 36% from the field right now. They only shoot 41% on the season.
Phelps will bring it up from right to left. Zurich Phelps penetrates, dumps it down to Payne, leaning in against Golden. Golden changed that shot, missed everything, and Golden rebounded on the weak side. Hand off to Gale. He'll bring it up from left to right. Gale, a little crossover, gets by his defender, kicks it out to Kaysen on the right wing for 3, and the freshman from Lakeland, Florida, hits the first 3 of the ball game for either team. 13-10 Michigan.
You talked to Dusty May, and his goal is to instill ultimate confidence in his players. Even though they've been missing, if there's a good look, take it.
Phelps misses the jumper over Wolf. Good box out by Golden to get the rebound. Here comes Kaysen end-to-end, feeding Wolf on the baseline, off the window for 2. 15-10 transition game for Michigan. Stakes them to a 5-point lead.
So much emphasis is placed on the Aggies and how good they are in transition. But this Michigan team can get out and run as well.
Here's Phelps probing, gets into the paint, jumper over Burnett, wild shot. Payne with the rebound, takes it up, no, but he drew the foul. And that'll go inside on Namari Burnett, his first, team's third. And Pharrell Payne, who's 1 for 2 today at the line, will head back there for 2 more shots. Download the official NCAA March Madness Live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game, and if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness Live app today. Payne good on the first. Stops a 6-0 run for Michigan.
Well, we mentioned Payne's 25 points in 25 minutes in their first-round win over Yale. He checked into the game significantly earlier. He has started many games throughout the course of the years and misses the first free throw. He is playing very well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get extended playing time.
So 1 for 2 on that trip. On the drive, the dump to Wolf and a 2-hand hammer. Kaysen with the attack, and then found Wolf in transition again. 17-11, Michigan by 6. Zurich Phelps around a screen from Payne. Flips it up top to Garcia. 3, top of the key, good. He put it right in over Wolf, and it's 17-14, Michigan by 3. Here's Gale on the attack, trying to get it to Danny Wolf, and it looks like it was tipped out of bounds. Initially ruled Aggies ball. Pat Driscoll comes in and overrules it, says, I saw the tip, and I think that's the right call. Absolutely. It belongs to Michigan.
Absolutely, that was tipped. Just a completely different Michigan team. They had the 2 turnovers early, but for the most part, really handling this Aggie pressure very well. And over the last 4 or 5 minutes, they've gotten a good shot almost every time down the court.
Jay Kaysen will inbound on the right baseline near the corner. Lobs it into the 7-1. Vlad Golden extended on the right wing. Turns down the handoff, gives it now to Wolf. Wolf a little crossover, wanted to step back for 3, but right out on him was Garcia, and then Golden trying to get it to Wolf, throws it away. Another Michigan turnover, and Zurich Phelps will bring it up, their 3rd of this first half. Phelps to the right wing, to Garcia. 3, top of the key, hit one a moment ago there. This one won't go. Rebound knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Aggies with 12-11 to play first half, and Texas A&M down 3.
Aggies, the best offensive rebounding team in the country. You mentioned not a big factor in their first-round win over Yale, but that was because they shot 52% from the field. Now, with more misses comes more opportunities, and you have seen the Aggies very active on the offensive boards with 4 here in the first 8 minutes of the game.
C.J. Wilcher checking in. Expect him to shoot a 3. 109 attempts, 101 from 3 this year. The Nebraska transfer on the floor for the first time for Texas A&M. Here's Rick Phelps. Dribbling over to the left side, 10 to shoot. Phelps around the screen, gets to the right elbow, jumps at right corner. Anderson Garcia, shot fake from there, runs through the lane, dishes to Wilcher. There's a three on the left wing. It's off, no good. Rebound batted out by Coleman, and it'll belong to Texas A&M.
And that's what they do. And Michigan has the size to keep the Aggies off of those offensive boards. They've got to get into them, drive them back, and not allow those long kickouts.
7 to shoot. Phelps, a bounce to Garcia. All alone, three on the left wing. It's good. Nobody found Garcia. He's a 38% shooter from three, and he ties it at 17.
Well, if you give a team 3 chances, they're going to have the ball for almost a minute, right? So now you're getting tired defensively. And you give any team 3 opportunities, they're going to figure out a way to knock down one of them.
There's Wolf on the right side, feeds free throw line to Golden. Back it goes Wolf on the right wing. Spins through a double, feeds it to Golden down low, and Wilcher with the foul. Will they count the bucket? The shot went up for Golden. Was it goaltended? And they're going to say no, it was not. 2 shots coming for Golden after the foul on Wilcher and a timeout on the floor. A 6-0 Aggie run answering a 6-0 Wolverine run. What does that mean? We're all tied at 17. 11-11 remaining in this opening half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
At Meineke, doing car care right means our Meineke certified technicians fix whatever your car needs.
What's up, insiders, basketball fans all over the world? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today during March Madness. Oh man, we're having so much fun. We've got streams going for every single game of the tournament. We're tracking our brackets. It's a lot of fun in the chat. Please chat it up. Hit that like button down below and share this link out. That's going to be the best way to bring more basketball fans here to the chat. And we're already seeing thousands of fans come into the first stream of 16 on Thursday. I'm going to let Joe take it home. We appreciate you being here.
This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So like, subscribe, and share, because every click impacts SickKids' mission to heal the future.
Hiring for your small business? Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it. With Purdue's win earlier today to advance to the Sweet 16, the Big Ten is now 9-0 in the tournament. And of course, Michigan and Wisconsin both on the floor here today, trying to extend that good string for the Big Ten Conference. With Arkansas's win earlier, the SEC is now 9-6 in the tournament with 14 SEC teams in the tourney. Texas A&M obviously trying to add another win to the SEC total as they look for another trip to the Sweet 16, their first since 2018. It's been a little more recent for Michigan. They were last there in 2022.
Well, both of these teams are solid defensively, especially the Aggies, and we're seeing the field goal percentages reflect that. And in a game that could be hard to score baskets, potentially, that's where rebounding and turnovers really play a role, as well as getting to the free throw line.
At the line is Vlad Golden. First free throw for Golden is good. It's been Danny Wolf so far as the offense for Michigan. He's 3 for 5. The rest of the team is 4 for 12. Garcia's 2 for 4 with 2 threes for Texas A&M to count for 6 of their 17 points. Golden's second free throw rolls off, no good. 1 for 2 on each of his trips, and now up the floor comes Taylor. Taylor will bring it across the timeline. A push pass over to Garcia on the right wing. Garcia just a step inside the arc, hands it to Wilcher. Wilcher driving through the lane into the left corner, feeds in the left corner for three. The shot no good from Jace Carter, one of the heroes of Thursday night, and the rebound out to Trey Donaldson. Donaldson has Buzz Williams over his shoulder, barking out signals to his defense as he hands to Golden. Golden has the ball poked out of his hands, tipped out towards the sideline. Wade Taylor able to save it in play, and it's Texas A&M ball. Really good play by Taylor. Picking around the screen, Taylor driving inside, gets it through Wolf. The shot won't go, and Wolf with the rebound.
Fortunate for Michigan. 5th turnover of the game, and that one was just completely self-inflicted. Golden, terrible entry pass from the top.
And Golden will dribble this one back out to Donaldson, who will set things up. 13 to shoot. On this trip down the floor, Donaldson zips a pass over to Gale on the left wing. A little jab step now. He'll try to drive baseline. Pull up from 10. Rolls off. No. And then a foul on the floor as Golden on the right block went up to try to get a rebound. He got pushed in the back, and that's a big foul. That's number 2 on Wade Taylor, the 4th, the all-SEC player and the leading scorer for the Aggies.
Yeah, really, it's just a silly foul for a guard to get a foul in that situation. You're asking so much of your guards defensively on the perimeter. That's where you want to use your fouls. You don't want to do it on a silly reach in on the post. It's got to be Coleman doing a better job blocking out Golden.
Donaldson will inbound to Golden. Gives it right back to Donaldson in the right corner. Under 10 to play first half. Donaldson will send this one over to the left side of Burnett. Damari Burnett with Michigan up 1. Holds it at his hip now. Quick toss over to Jones. Jones driving on Wilcher. Gets down to the baseline. Leans in off the window. The shot won't go. And the rebound punched out to Manny Obaseki of Texas A&M. Lid on that basket on both ends. Here's Obaseki on the drive to the rim. No, but he's fouled. Reuben Jones on his hip as he drove. Picks up the personal foul. That'll be his first and the 4th on Michigan.
You know, we said at the beginning, for Donaldson, Burnett, anyone who is in the backcourt for Michigan, whether it's a made basket or a missed basket, you've got to get back in transition. Those guards are just so fast looking to put their head down. And we mentioned when they struggle from the three-point line, that's where they're going to look to attack.
Pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
First free throw good for Obaseki. Interesting move after the first made free throw. Will Cheddar back on the floor with 2 fouls to give Vlad Golden a break before the under 8 media timeout. Obaseki good on both, and Texas A&M is up 1, 19-18.
Well, obviously Cheddar contributes a lot to Michigan's depth, but ultimately you need Golden and Wolf playing at full strength. So to get him a little bit of a rest is probably more important than Cheddar potentially picking up his 3rd foul.
Donaldson will send it over in the left corner. Right back it goes to Donaldson. Here's Wolf. Extra pass. Burnett. Right corner for 3. That won't go. Cheddar gets crushed to the ground. No whistle either way. And the rebound ends up with Wilcher. A lot of contact underneath, fighting for that rebound. Aggies come up with it as Obaseki will dribble behind his back. Goes down the right side of the lane. High off the window. Over the outstretched arms of Danny Wolf to lay it in. And it's 21-18 Texas A&M. Now Donaldson, a whistle and a foul on Jace Carter. No, they're going to say it's away from the ball, not on Carter, who looked up and said, what are we doing here?
I mean, Carter was nowhere near Donaldson as he picked him up, and it looked like it was a foul.
It's on Washington, his 2nd. So Solomon Washington picks up his 2nd. That's the 7th team foul. So a 1-and-1 coming up for the Wolverines. And back on the floor is Pharrell Payne. So a little foul trouble developing for the Aggies. They are deep, but 2 key guys with Washington and Taylor both saddled with 2 fouls.
Yeah. And we mentioned when we talked to Buzz Williams, he talked about the strength of their bench, that they do play 10 guys. A number of guys that are coming off of the bench for the Aggies were one-time starters. But for 2 teams really struggling from the floor, A&M 33%, Michigan 35%, puts that much bigger of an emphasis on the free throw line when you do get there.
They are going to go over to the monitor and take a look just to make sure who the shooter is. You could read the lips of official Byron Jarrett, who looked at referee Pat Driscoll and said, I'm not sure who's shooting. So they had to go check the monitor to make sure. They thought it was Donaldson. He had lined up to shoot. Buzz Williams argued that wasn't a foul that put Donaldson at the line. But the officials have checked it and said, yes, it is Trey Donaldson, who is 1 for 2 today. Donaldson, a 70% free throw shooter. Wolverines haven't scored in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and that drought ends on the front end of the 1-and-1. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Second free throw is no good off the front rim. 21-19, Texas A&M by 2 with the ball. Here's Obaseki. He'll bring it up to Payne. Payne inside over Wolf with a right-hand hook. It's good. Oh, he buried Wolf deep, and it's 23-19.
Post position is a battle that is won early, and Wolf lost that by giving it up.
Wolf on a behind-the-back pass to Burnett, and he tried to find Cheddar in the corner, and he threw it out of bounds. Turnover number 5 for Michigan, and they cough it up down 4 to Texas A&M. Glad Golden back in. Wolf will leave. Burnett will leave. Kaysen returns for Michigan as well.
Again, this is playing out in a lot of ways in which we knew it could. The turnovers for Michigan, the offensive rebounding for the Aggies, but they've got to keep the bigs from getting that deep post position.
Here's Coleman, floater in the lane, no. Chased his own rebound, got it back. His shot blocked by Golden, gets it again. His shot blocked by Cheddar, and Cheddar pulls it down off the rim. Donaldson on the drive. He gets to the rim, and the layup no good. And the rebound, Carter.
Yeah, we're seeing Coleman and Payne in the lineup at the same time. Usually those guys come in for each other. I don't think in the first round game against Yale they were on the floor at the same time once.
There's Obaseki. He'll jump it out to Wilcher. Wilcher driving baseline all the way to the rim. Golden with another block, and it's taken away by Jones. Jones will run out of the floor for Michigan. A little loping rhythm to the basket, and he sort of high kicks his way in for 2 and gets the first field goal since the 12:55 mark for the Wolverines. They're down 2.
You're watching that play. He's not going to go to the rim. He's not going to go to the rim. It was 1-on-3, and he found a way to get points on the board. Much needed for the Wolverines.
There's Pharrell Payne for 2.
I'll tell you what, Payne and Coleman are showing no respect to the bigs for Michigan.
Donaldson inside. Golden lays it in for 2. 25-23 A&M.
That's the first time we've seen the Aggies go to a 2-3 zone, I think. A little bit of a miscommunication and easily picked apart by the Wolverines. Arguably their easiest field goal of the game.
Obaseki will walk it up to the Aggies. Over to Pharrell Payne. Payne at the left elbow, spinning into the paint. Knocks down Golden, and he lays it in after that. Golden went down, no call either way, and no flop call as Donaldson will bring it up. 27-23 Aggies. In the left corner, it's Cheddar. Cheddar trying to spin free of Wilcher. He can't. Now a backdoor cut by Cheddar. Inside, gets the ball into the hands of Donaldson. Donaldson with 10 to shoot on the baseline. A little jab step, gets past Coleman to the rim. No, he gets knocked down. No whistle, and the Aggies move it up the floor. Payne has scored the last 6 for Texas A&M. He gets it on a bounce, driving inside on Golden, and he draws the foul. He'll go to the line for a pair on the first from Golden. Timeout on the floor. Buzz Williams all the way out to chat with Pat Driscoll at half court in a 27-23 Texas A&M lead. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
In the face of uncertainty, some things remain steady, like the Cummins 2027 X15. Built on 25 plus years of experience and delivering up to 4% better fuel efficiency in a weight-neutral system, the X15 gives you the strength to move forward fearlessly and confidence that no matter the obstacle, you can and will rise above it. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Brad Heller in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. Let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, go to goodrx.com or download the free GoodRx app. John Calipari beats Rick Pitino. Arkansas over St. John's, 75-66. The 10-seed Razorbacks headed to San Francisco for the Sweet 16. They'll face either Texas Tech or Drake. That game is about to get going at Wichita. You can hear it on the Westwood One Sports app. Purdue on to the Sweet 16, kicking off the day with a 14-point win over McNeese. Let's get you back to Denver. We rejoin Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier.
And a 27-23 lead for Texas A&M with 6:17 remaining in this first half. And the story is very similar, Austin Crozier, to what we saw on Thursday with Texas A&M. Pharrell Payne.
And remarkable the way that he is playing. Now, he started games earlier in the season for Texas A&M. Buzz Williams felt that they have a lot of interchangeable pieces. He was most beneficial coming off of the bench, but 25 points in 25 minutes in game one, a season high. And here he has 10 points in 7 minutes. He goes to the foul line, make that 11. And the thing that's most impressive is the fact that he's doing it against 2 7-footers. He ducked in completely on Danny Wolf and put him under the basket. And Vlad Golden, he has taken an offensive rebound and a putback, and another time has forced Golden to fake a foul. He completes the second free throw, now has 12 points in 7 minutes.
29-23, Aggies with their largest lead. They'll apply a little pressure coming up the floor. Wolf snares a long pass that was ticketed for press row and keeps it in play. 17 to shoot as Wolf will try to go to work against Obaseki in the right corner. Spinning baseline, wraparound pass, left corner. Jones for three, and oh, he hits. Reuben Jones snaps a three, 25% shooter and a big bucket for Michigan. They're down 3.
And that's the advantage, having a 7-footer who could pass. Danny Wolf, a strong move to the baseline. The Aggies came to double on the low side, which allowed that pass to go straight to the opposite corner.
There's Garcia, throws it down low to Payne, goes from right to left. Golden got a piece of that shot. Hefner out of bounds with it. Last touch by the Aggies, Michigan basketball, and that time Golden got the better of Payne.
Yeah, and a great adjustment coming out of the timeout by Dusty May, electing to show that 2-3 zone. Michigan doesn't go to it often. The Aggies had a man-to-man play called out, and when they saw that 2-3 zone, they were very confused.
Reuben Jones will bring it across to L.J. Kaysen. In the right-hand offensive zone, Michigan down 3, 29-26. Here's Gale. Looking inside, Golden and Payne are in a battle. Hand off to Kaysen now on the right-hand wing. 8 to shoot, crosses over, drives to the right elbow, backs it out to Wolf. 4 to shoot on the left wing. Wolf spinning to the free throw line, wraps it down low, and all the way up and down is Roddy Gale with a two-hand flush. What a find by Wolf to bring Michigan within 1.
And great awareness of the shot clock as it was running down. I don't think Garcia thought he had time to make that pass. And it was right on Garcia's head.
Phelps will swing it around to Obaseki as they set up in the left-hand offensive zone. Obaseki backing out as the double shows. Gives to Phelps. Phelps will wrap it around to Obaseki on the right-hand wing. Now Phelps top of the key. 6 to shoot. Working against Kaysen. A little jab step. Lost the dribble. Gets it back. Now spins. Fades away from 8. Using the window beautifully to bank home a 2.
I like what we have seen from the Aggies. They've gone away a little bit from the three-point shot, looking to attack, getting it to Payne or the guards. really attacking.
31-28, quick three on the other end for Michigan, and it's good for Roddy Gale. Gale with a three. We're tied at 31.
If you haven't seen Michigan play, this is who they are. They can be loose with the basketball. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to go on dry spout, set, and they are going to have times where they fall.
Obaseki at three for the Aggies is no good, and the rebound to Wolf, and Wolf will start it up for Michigan, looking for the lead. Wolf on the right-hand wing. A little crossover, spinning on Garcia. Gets all the way to the rim, misses the bank shot. Garcia with a good rebound.
Wolf looking for that foul call, but he just lost it on the way up. Good defense. We mentioned Wolf, 7-footer with a handle, but he can get a little loose with it at times.
Phelps will dribble to the free throw line, gets free for a moment. Wolf comes over to cover for Case, and here's Garcia, top of the key three. It's good. Garcia back out there with his shooting touch intact. 9, all from behind the arc. And the Aggies with a 34-31 lead. There's Jones on the right-hand wing. Golden will give it back to Jones. Jones, a jump stop in the paint. Back out to Golden. Swing around to Wolf. He'll reset with 12 to shoot. Wolf, a little jab step. Takes the screen. Dumps it down to Golden. Golden floats it over the front of the rim and in. Big to big, little pick-and-roll action.
I mean, it is so hard to guard. Both of those guys roll hard to the basket. And I think the fact that they're both 7 feet, that allows Wolf to kind of make that high-low pass where the guards can't get to it coming from the weak side. And Golden's so good with little push shots and touch shots, 4 feet and in.
And as Texas A&M walks it up with 19 on the shot clock, they call a timeout. 2:40 remaining in this opening half. 34-33, the Aggies by 1. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Is happening in meteorology. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure to pre-configured Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights to run more accurate forecast models. So it's almost like they're controlling the weather themselves. Lenovo and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo Client.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse.
I know. Just got the notification.
Made it.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Let's check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins, featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience. The 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15, forever rising. Coming up next in Denver, the number 6 seed BYU taking on the number 3 seed Wisconsin. Later tonight in Lexington, UCLA and Tennessee. That game at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Here a 34-33 lead for Texas A&M. 2:40 remaining in the first. Michigan started 7 of 21. They found their rhythm. They've hit 6 of their last 8 shots to draw within 1.
Yeah, and interesting that Buzz Williams, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds, is electing to bring Wade Taylor. He's been on the sideline most of this first half with those 2 fouls. Taylor 0 of 4 from the field, has only played 7 minutes. A little surprised that he wouldn't just sit him out the remainder of the half, especially with A&M having a 1-point lead.
Here's Coleman on the drive to the rim. It won't go. Got his own rebound back. Swing around to Taylor. Extra pass Wilcher. Deep three right wing. That's off the heel. No good. And the rebound L.J. Kaysen for Michigan. Michigan will push with Kaysen running the floor. End to end all the way to the rim. Left-handed layup won't go. Rebound and a foul on the floor. Battling Golden for the rebound. And it's going to go against Texas A&M.
I think it's going to be against Payne.
And if it is, it's his first, and it is Payne. Number 1 on Payne, number 8 on the Aggies, and that takes us to the under 4 media timeout. Free throws coming from Michigan, down 1, 34-33. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Your business need to hire someone.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. At home or at work, we'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. We proudly use Sherwin-Williams paint.
Feels like home.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
NCAA tournament. He's been very active in his 15 minutes.
Well, I think the play of Payne and Coleman, who are both in the lineup, has awakened Michigan a little bit. The front Golden and Wolf. They are not accustomed to playing against people. Maybe they don't have the same height, but they are bigger bodies, and to have both of them on the floor at the same time.
One end of the 1-and-1 for Golden is good. Oh, it bounced around and hung there forever, and finally Sir Isaac Newton would be so proud gravity took over and pulled it down. One more to go for Golden. 11 first half points for Vlad Golden. Second free throw good. He's got 12, and Michigan back in front 35-34. Shooting percentage for Michigan, thanks to this hot streak, now up to 43% in the first half. Taylor still on the floor with 2 fouls for the Aggies. 6 ties, 6 lead changes. Payne has it stripped out of his hands, but it ends up in the hands of Coleman, who is rejected by Golden. It goes off Coleman's knee, and it's Aggies who give it back to Michigan.
Now, I'm going to assume that Dusty May pointed out, one of the strengths of Payne is he likes to go hard one direction and spin back, and there the guards came down and got a hand on that ball for a really good deflection.
Kaysen now will set it up for Michigan. Backs it out under 2 to play first half. Test pass over to Gale. He'll drive baseline. Wraparound pass out to Jones. Force three. Halfway down, it pops up, but Kaysen ends up with a loose ball for Michigan. Kaysen on the baseline. Gives it up to Gale. Feeding it underneath to Golden. Golden with the left hand. No. Wolf there to follow. His tip won't go, and Coleman the rebound for Texas A&M.
Great sequence by Michigan. Couldn't get a shot to fall, but very active.
Here's Taylor. Splits two defenders. Gets to the rim. No on the layup, but in the battle for the rebound, a foul called underneath on Golden. That'll be his second. And it comes with 1:28 to play in this first half.
Taylor just completely changes the complexion of the game when he is on the floor. You know, if there's any sort of a semi-break, he is so good going from baseline to baseline, drawing fouls. He drew 7 fouls in that game one, and here already you're seeing a little bit more of the same thing.
Now he will leave to protect him for the final 1:28. You bought a couple of good minutes from Taylor if you're Buzz Williams.
Yep, for sure.
So now he leaves. Golden sits down with those 2 fouls, so they'll both be ready to go in the second half. Inbound to Payne, who's working against Cheddar, who's also playing with 2. Payne backing him down on the left baseline. Swings it up top to Wilcher. Back to the right-hand wing, it's Garcia. 10 on the shot clock. Garcia set 3, and it's an air ball out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
That's a weird shot. You know, so many times when you pass up the first look, that's the one that you catch in rhythm. And he's hit 3 threes in this first half. But none of them look like that one.
That was awful. Jones will bring it up the floor to Kaysen. Kaysen now dribbling middle of the floor, set up in the right-hand offensive zone, approaching a minute to play in this opening half. Good ball game. Michigan 35, A&M 34. Here's Gale, jump stop in the lane. Dishes to Wolf, right corner, steps back for a 3. Missed that one, and the rebound ripped down by Jace Carter. 3 for 11 is Michigan from 3 in the first half. Zurich Phelps will bring it up the floor. Phelps, 10-footer, right side, rolls out, no good. Tipped into the hands of Payne on the left block, and he lays it in. Aggies by 1, 36-35. Now quickly, Gale on the attack, drives all the way to the rim. His layup won't go. Rebound pushed ahead by Phelps. Phelps will jump it quickly down the floor. Wilcher, all alone, 3 left wing, got it. Timeout, Michigan. C.J. Wilcher with his first 3. And the Aggies with a 39-35 lead. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. In-store only, limit supplies. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
In this half, Donaldson will run over near Buzz Williams. He will be no help to the Michigan guard. Donaldson, middle of the floor with 8 seconds. Gives it to Cheddar. Cheddar shot fake on the right side. Now he'll drive baseline all the way to the rim. It bounces out. He got a great look. Rebounded by Washington. Hefner three-quarter court heave off the backboard. And halftime arrives in Denver. And the Aggies with a 39-35 lead. 4-point edge going into the locker room after a missed layup ends the first half for Michigan.
Well, 36% from the field for each of these teams. Both have struggled with point-blank shots. In particular, Michigan, maybe 3 of the last 7 possessions in this half. And that's a little bit of the storyline. I think if you were to pick one standout player, it has been Payne once again. 25 points in game 1, 14 points here in the first half. And I really thought he set the aggressive tone that the Aggies were looking for. Michigan's going to have to find some answers. They've given up 9 offensive rebounds. Payne posed a lot of problems. We know offensively Michigan is going to be up and down. They're going to have stretches where they hit some shots, but they're going to have to lock down defensively in the post.
Michigan, 1 of their last 9, and they're 4 for 10 on layups. in the first half. Our halftime score, Texas A&M 39, Michigan 35. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone.
That prevents child abuse. And access to health care in every community.
Prevents child abuse, too. High quality, affordable child care.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more.
That's preventchildabuse.org.
Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
Furnished by Prevent Child Abuse America.
Hello, I'm Jose Hernandez, and I have been using a wheelchair since my accident in 1995.
My name is Andrea Dalzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old.
I guess if I had one message for the general public, it would be that I appreciate your help. But please, ask first.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that I've actually got everything under control.
I think people get nervous. They don't know how to act, so they pretend I'm not there.
What probably bothers me the most is when waiters talk to my companion and not directly to me.
I think everyone with a disability can relate to that parking spot problem.
We know you're just parking in the disabled spot for a second, but please, don't. We're just looking for the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
United Spinal Association is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life of people living with spinal cord injuries and disorders. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
Halftime in Denver, 6 ties, 7 lead changes. Texas A&M leads Michigan 39-35. Brad Heller with you in the Westwood One Broadcast Center in Los Angeles. And let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. One other game in progress right now. Drake leads Texas Tech 18-14. Midway through the first half, the Bulldogs have hit 8 of their first 12 shots. You can hear that one on the all-new Westwood One Sports app. Meanwhile, the matchup of Hall of Fame head coaches John Calipari beats Rick Pitino 75-66. Arkansas over St. John's. The Red Storm dream season comes to an end. They had won 10 in a row coming in. Of course, Big East champs. Their first tournament win Thursday in 25 years, but it all comes crashing down for Rick Pitino's team, who shot 28% from the field, 2 of 22 from 3.
I hate to see them go out this way. We thought we were championship driven in our minds, but I've been disappointed before with this. You hate to see us play like that. I don't mind going out with a loss. I just hate to see us play that way offensively. We got to live with it. You put a lot of time and effort. The coaches did. And it's just a bitter pill to swallow with that type of performance. But we'll give the credit to Arkansas, and we move on.
And Pitino did not really give an answer when asked why Big East Player of the Year R.J. Lewis was benched for the last 5 minutes of the game. 9 points on 3 of 17 shooting. Pitino said, he played 30 minutes. That's a long time. I just went with other people. But it's Arkansas moving on to the Sweet 16. The Razorbacks will take on either Drake or Texas Tech Thursday in San Francisco. Purdue winning the first game of the day, 76-62 over McNeese. The Boilermakers were pretty much in control the entire way. They're going to the Sweet 16 for the third time in 4 years. They'll face either Houston or Gonzaga Friday in Indianapolis. For McNeese, the 12-game winning streak ends, and so does Will Wade's tenure as Cowboys head coach. He walked off the court in tears, reportedly agreeing to a long deal to be the head coach at NC State. Halftime score in Denver, Texas A&M 39 and Michigan 35. Coming up, we'll hear from Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard before his Badgers take on BYU. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When the grass starts growing, it's time to get mowing with Steel. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel mowers are built to get the job done. Shop in-store or online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel, let's go mow. Available for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Michigan trails Texas A&M 39-35. Halftime in Denver. Game number 2 at Ball Arena will be the 3-6 matchup in the East. Wisconsin and BYU. The Cougars accomplished something no team was able to do against VCU this season, score 80 points, which they did in round 1 on Thursday. Now they'll try and get back to the Sweet 16 for the first time since the days of Jimmer Fredette in 2011. As for Wisconsin, another impressive offensive performance against Montana Thursday, 55% shooting. The Badgers now 27 wins, their most in 7 years, 2017, which was the last time they made the Sweet 16 in Greg Gard's first full season as head coach. And here is Coach Gard with our Kevin Kugler.
Coach, let me go back to Thursday first because it's the nature of this tournament. We tend to gloss over those victories, and those are big deals to celebrate wins in this tournament. I know you're not celebrating it anymore because you're focusing on today's game, but on Thursday you took apart a pretty good Montana team. What did you like most about that win?
I thought just we were really consistent throughout the game. You know, I thought once we sparred, it was kind of like two boxers that don't quite know each other. And for the first 10, 15 minutes, we were kind of sparring back and forth. And then credit to Montana in the second half. Every time we get up 11 or 10 or 12, they'd hit a three to bring it back. We could never quite until the last maybe 10 minutes really crack it open and get them arm's length away and create enough separation. But you're right, it is a really good team. They had a terrific year, and I think we were just really solid and played with good pace. I thought we were good offensively. We did what we needed to do defensively, and like I said, just stayed the course where we were able to pull away that last 10 minutes.
One of the things I've enjoyed watching your team all year is that it seems like every night Yeah, you have John Tanji, who makes a big player. You have Stephen Crowell, who makes a big player. Blackwell, who does something big. But somebody else steps up and has big moments in games for the Badgers this year. And I thought Carter Gilmore had some really big moments for you on Thursday night. What has it meant to you to watch his evolution into this 5th year?
Well, he's come, as I've always said, the long, hard way, the old-fashioned way. He came as a walk-on originally. He's been on and off scholarship throughout his career, and he's had to work for what he's gotten. And that, as a coach, that's what you love to see, that somebody really gets rewarded for the fruits of their labor, so to speak. And, I'm really happy for Carter. He's had to overcome a lot. He's gotten a lot of public criticism from people that watch us, and happy for him to have such an awesome senior year, and he's played well all year. He's been big for us throughout the whole year.
With Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard ahead of the matchup today with the BYU Cougars, so now you turn the page and you focus on as hot a team as there is in college basketball in BYU. They've won 10 of their last 11 games. They can really fill it up. What stands out as you watch this Cougar team getting ready for today?
Well, a lot like what I said with Montana when you asked me that question a few days ago, the experience. A lot of those guys have been on 2-year missions, and, you're just going to have older, experienced guys. And obviously through the portal, the guys have been able to acquire Keita from Utah, older guy. And obviously they shoot it well. They really utilize analytically a lot like us, in terms of how much they emphasize the three and how they play with pace and transition. So, yeah, it's 2 really, really good offensive teams, and we're going to have our hands full, obviously, with Demon at the point and, the other guards with Cannell and Saunders and everybody else that they throw on the floor.
That's Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard. Coach, good luck against the Cougars.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Halftime in Denver, Texas A&M leads Michigan 39-35. We'll take a break. We're going to rejoin Kevin and Austin Crozier at Ball Arena after this. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
When the forgotten poor are suffering and in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, with volunteer medical staff and crew who donate their time to save lives. Heroes of mercy, like these.
Every human being has the right to be treated as human, to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the look in that patient's eyes or the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
We bring hope and healing to one person, but that person belongs to a family, and that family belongs to a community.
Together, these heroes of mercy and friends like you bring hope and healing to those who desperately need it.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org today.
After my father was on a ventilator for 20 days due to COVID, he had so many medications, it really was daunting.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero simplifies medication management.
I'm so thankful that something like this exists. It holds up to 10 different medications. It's all on an app, and you can share that app with a caregiver, so I can make sure that he got his meds. Is he missing a dose of his meds?
Hero Health's smart pill dispenser alerts and delivers pills with the push of a button.
It is really so easy to use and a literal lifesaver.
Try Hero Health risk-free for 30 days. Get free contactless delivery. Call 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. Hero. Medication managed.
Michigan is now trailed at the half in 6 of their last 9 games, behind 39-35 Texas A&M's. We welcome you back courtside at Ball Arena in Denver. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. Mentioned Michigan is 4 for 10 on layups. They're 13 for 36, 36% from the floor for the game. 3 of 11 from 3. The Wolverines led by 12 points and 7 rebounds from Vlad Golden, 6 points for Danny Wolf, 5 apiece for Reuben Jones and Roddy Gale Jr. Meanwhile, for Texas A&M, the Aggies at 36%, 4 of 13 from 3. And again, the Pharrell Payne story in this tournament is remarkable. 25 in the game 1, 14 in the first half of game 2 to lead the Aggies. Anderson Garcia with 9. And the Aggies with a lead despite Wade Taylor, the fourth, their leading scorer, going 0 for 4 in the first half and has not scored a point. A&M only made consecutive shots 3 times in the first half. And Michigan, how key is it to have Vlad Golden out there? +8 when he's on the floor, -12 when he's on the bench. Time now for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago Electrical Connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, Austin, what do you see as keys? Let's start with the Michigan Wolverines trailing by 4 here at the break.
Well, I think for Michigan, you focused on the positives. Danny Wolf, 6 points. Golden, 12. 18 combined points. Very impressive what they've done offensively. And they've done that all season long, and they're going to have to continue to do it. But defensively, Pharrell Payne, the 14 points. Coleman has 2 points and 4 offensive rebounds. Those are 2 7-footers that have got to step up in the second half defensively and rebounding the basketball. For Texas A&M, I think it's a little bit more of the same with Payne. Continue to force it down there and make Michigan make a decision on how that they are going to guard him. I think the guards have been great. Garcia stepping up with those 3 shots. But this is a team that is not going to win, in my opinion, with Wade Taylor continuing to struggle from the floor. I think part of that was him being tentative with the 2 fouls. He has to come out a little bit more aggressive in the second half.
Our halftime score, Texas A&M 39, Michigan 35. When we return, we'll have the start of the second half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
When the grass starts growing, it's time to get mowing with Steel. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel mowers are built to get the job done. Shop in-store or online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel, let's go mow. Available for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
March 2008, the NCAA tournament has often been the launching pad in the careers for many basketball stars. No player exemplifies that more than Stephen Curry, who destroyed many March Madness brackets when he helped lead his Davidson team to an unlikely run to the Elite Eight. Although Steph averaged over 25 points a game and was the Big South Player of the Year, few outside of the conference knew how talented he was. That all changed when he scored 40 points in a first-round win against Gonzaga. He then dropped 30 in a stunning upset of second-seeded Georgetown, and Wisconsin was the next victim in the Sweet 16.
Stapoulis Gosselin on the left wing. 9 to go on the shot clock. Davidson. Here's Curry. Gets a screen from Rossiter. Back, step, and the jumper for 3 over Landry. Oh, my goodness. Stephen Curry from way downtown, and Davidson leads by 15.
Curry finished with 33 points, including 6 3-pointers, and Davidson advanced to the Elite Eight with a dominating 73-56 victory. Their magical run would end in their next game with a 2-point loss to eventual national champion Kansas. but Steph's 2008 performance definitely gave us another great moment in tournament history. I'm Ryan Radke.
And we welcome you back to Denver, getting ready for the start of the second half with the Aggies of Texas A&M, a 39-35 lead over Michigan. Alongside Austin Crozier, our entire Westwood One Sports crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. This is a very difficult game to call at this point going into the second half as who is going to come out on top. Both teams have had moments in this first half, but both teams have also had moments where they've looked very, very average against each other.
Yeah, I think that the team that probably has more room for improvement based on what we have seen in the regular season is Michigan. They are a very good offensive team. They are shooting 36%. Texas A&M 36% in this game, only 41% on the season. This is always a game of counters. We've mentioned Payne and Coleman, the bigs for the Aggies, how they've been successful. Dusty May will have to make a couple of adjustments.
Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Coleman will inbound for Texas A&M. The Aggies will go to work in our right-hand offensive zone as we see it courtside, and we're underway. Obaseki will bring it across the timeline. Gets a screen from Coleman. The handoff to Taylor. Works around the Garcia screen. Driving down inside. Lost it off his foot as he got down to the right block. Turns it over. The second turnover of the day in the first since the 15:08 mark in the first half.
He is just so fast turning the corner on that pick and roll. I still think that Michigan has to consider going under that screen and forcing Taylor to be a shooter.
Wolf will stand at half court, palming the ball with his right hand, staring into the eyes of Hefner. Gives it off to Donaldson. Donaldson around the golden screen. Pushed down on the right wing. Wolf at the top of the key with 6 to shoot. Wolf turns the corner, trying to drive on Garcia. Wrap around pass underneath the Golden. Ball knocked out of his hands into the hands of Wolf, who throws it on the baseline toward the rim and in. 39-37 Aggies, and Hefner on the catch is fouled by Donaldson as they work it quickly up the floor. First on Donaldson.
Well, Wolf got double teamed as he went to the baseline. Great job by Golden making himself available. Then it gets deflected away from him. Very fortunate possession for there, and Danny Wolf laughing as he ran down court after the play.
Taylor will inbound, lobbing it into Obaseki. It's tipped away from him. He's able to get it back near the free throw line, trying to back down inside against Jones. Muscles it toward the rim. No one. Golden rips it off the front iron with 2 hands for the rebound. Donaldson now will jog up for Michigan. Pointing with his left hand, dribbling with his right as he gets to the left-hand wing into the corner. Jones open 3. That won't go. Rebound Hefner for the Aggies. Taylor to push. Quick as a wink. Blasts into Donaldson, who fouls him at the right wing as he gets to the three-point line. Second straight foul on Trey Donaldson.
Well, you want to pick him up early, and Donaldson certainly did that. Donaldson actually had the nerve to look at the official and say, how was that foul on me? Now, both players were definitely out of control.
Inbound zipped into the left corner to Garcia. He'll dribble into the paint. Backing down Wolf. Turns right-hand hook is good. 41-37 Aggies.
Garcia is having a really good game from the three-point line. A couple of really good, strong drives to the basket as well.
There's Wolf left corner for Michigan. Holds it on his right hip. Trying to swipe down the baseline. Blocked off by Garcia. Wolf now dribbling on the left wing. Goes behind the back, dumps it off to Golden on the perimeter. Zips a pass cross court, and it's taken away. Wade Taylor with the steal. Taylor on the push. End to end. Unmolested to the rim for 2. 43-37. Nobody stopped. Ball on the Aggies by 6.
And Golden, that is the second time this game. Once in the first half and just now, where on a long cross court pass, he's just passed it to the other team.
There's Wolf spinning it inside. Golden going up for the shot. Hefner with the foul, raked him across the arms. That'll be number 2 on Hefner, and it'll send Golden to the free throw line for a pair. Cheddar back on the floor for Michigan. Gale returns for Michigan, and also Jace Carter back out there for Texas A&M. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. They didn't call it a shooting foul, so just a foul on the floor before Golden went up for the shot. A break for the Aggies as Donaldson will inbound right baseline.
And Golden goes out for Cheddar.
In it comes Cheddar. Quick 3 on the right wing. Rolls around halfway down. Pops up. Burnett in the corner trying to save it, but he throws it off his own leg as he jumped out of bounds, and it'll be Aggie basketball.
Well, that last play, although they didn't get the shooting foul, It was one of the few times we have seen that high pick and roll with Wolf and Golden. Now, if you follow this team at all, that's kind of been their signature offense, which makes them so unique, and you haven't seen it a whole lot.
Here's Taylor on the drive down the right side of the lane, right to left, and he lays it in. He just got past everybody again, and the Aggies with their largest lead, 45-37. And the pass tipped and taken away. Aggies end up with it with Hefner. Hefner will bounce it into the right corner. Obaseki, open three, off the iron. This place would have erupted had that gone down for Obaseki. Wolf in the open floor. Taylor trying to pick it away from him. He spins, and it's tipped out of bounds by Taylor. It'll stay Michigan ball as Kaysen returns. Jace Carter back in for the Aggies.
And this Aggies kind of press where they're picking up just across half court. There's not a whole lot to it to beat it. You just have to be strong with the basketball, and a couple of just, kind of passes where Michigan is floating it over the top. With the athletes for the Aggies are going to easily be able to run that down. They need to do a much better job making themselves available for shorter passes.
Donaldson inbound to Will Cheddar. Cheddar will hand it back to Donaldson. He'll send it up top to Wolf, and they'll set up. Donaldson at the logo at half court. Dribbles top of the key, trying to go to work. Crosses over Washington. Dumps it into the corner to Gale. Spinning baseline from the left corner. Blocked off. Up top to Kaysen. Shot fake with 4 to shoot. Kaysen loping into the lane. Floats it over the front of the rim and in. LJ Kaysen with 2, and it's 45-39 Aggies. So Phelps will bring it up. Phelps will drive down the left side of the lane. He'll dump it into the corner. Carter, 3 left corner. Got it. Jace Carter hit a giant 3 on Thursday. This one gives the Aggies their biggest lead, 48-39.
10 points in 9 minutes in that game, and he is a veteran player. Takes what the defense gives him, but doesn't hesitate when he gets a good look.
Donaldson to a flashing Wolf across the lane. Back to Kaysen. Deep 3 right wing. That's not going to go. We've got a whistle and a foul on the floor. Battling for the rebound. Will Cheddar ended up on his backside after a foul on Obaseki. Obaseki just picking up his second personal foul. He'll stay in the game for the moment. Now Taylor will check in, and that'll send Manny Obaseki to the bench. Michigan in dire straits. They've been outscored 9-4 to start this second half, down 48-39. Donaldson looking to inbound. Peers into Cheddar. Cheddar with a ball fake, dumps it down to Gale. Gale goes up for the shot. It fell out of his hand as Carter challenged him, and it ends up in the lap of Zurich Phelps.
And that was on Cheddar. Cheddar was not prepared when he got that ball. He should have gone straight up with it.
Washington 3, top of the key for the Aggies. No good, and Gale with the rebound. Gale will bring it up the right sideline. Gale driving into the paint, all the way to the rim, off the window. No, but the tip there by Danny Wolf. Right over the front iron, and it's 48-41, Aggies by 7.
You mentioned the 6 missed point-blank layups in the first half, and Michigan has had at least 3 here in the second half. Fortunate Wolf was able to tip it in.
Here's Taylor, step back 3 left wing, draws iron short. Payne the rebound, and he's fouled by Kaysen.
I think that Taylor is really doing the Wolverines defense, a service of settling for those 3-pointers. They have not been able to keep him out of the paint.
His 2 shots, his 2 successful shots have been right at the rim. 2 for 7 today and 0 for 3 from 3. There's a timeout on the court sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. 48-41 Texas, A&M by 7, 15:49 to go. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. Choose joy. Choose the road. Choose your shot. Take it. Choose to get in there. Choose your calling. Choose your path. Just choose. We craft cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. You know who you are. Mazda. Move. and be moved.
I wake up.
Get ready for the 2025 NFL Draft on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
With the first pick, the Tennessee Titans select.
Catch exclusive interviews with the top prospects as they begin their journey to the NFL, starting with the Scouting Combine.
Touchdown! What a throw by Cam Ward!
And hear pick-by-pick coverage of the 2025 Draft from Green Bay in April. Your home for the 2025 NFL Draft is NFL Radio Channel 88 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what? That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
This history in the making. The U.S. women's national team faces off against Brazil in the first ever professional women's sporting event at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on Saturday, April 5th. To secure your seats, visit ussoccer.com/tickets. 15:49 to go in this one. Texas A&M with a 48-41 lead over Michigan, and a foul on Kaysen before the timeout means the Aggies inbound right baseline. Wade Taylor will go over and send this one in. Taylor lobbing it up top to Washington. Washington sends to Wilcher off the screen for 3, and he's got it. C.J. Wilcher for 3. And Texas A&M with a double-digit lead at 10.
All of a sudden, the Aggies, 6 3-pointers in this game, falling from everywhere.
Kaysen penetrates into the lane, dumps it down to Golden, who goes up for a two-hand stuff. That shot caroms off, but a foul inside, sending him to the line. It'll be on Solomon Washington. That's his third.
I mean, it's just, there's not a whole lot of defensive presence from Michigan. You know, if anything, in a competitive, kind of physical manner, it has gone the way of Texas A&M.
Golden at the free throw line. First one good. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold.
You mentioned A&M, 6 of 18 from the three-point line. That's not a great percentage, but keep in mind this is a team that only averages 7 made threes a game on the season. To have 6 with 15 minutes to go, just very good spacing. Guys stepping in with confidence as Golden knocks down the second free throw.
Michigan, though, has gone cold from 3. They started 0 for 5, then went on a little flurry where they hit 3 of 4. Now 0 for their last 5 from 3. 51-43 after the 2 made free throws. A little pressure picked up full court by Michigan. Taylor will bring it across to Wilcher. Open 3 on the left wing. That won't go. Rebound. Phelps saves it to Payne inside. Two-handed layup is good for Payne. And the ball almost taken away by Taylor. Donaldson saves it. It bats around. Hot potato. Golden to Gale in the paint. Shot put 2 is good for Gale.
Michigan's going to look to pick up full court a little bit. That definitely sped up the Aggies and forced a bad shot. But with Wade Taylor at the point guard, he is not going to be fazed by the pressure.
Here's Garcia. Back over it goes to Zurich Phelps. Phelps working against Kaysen. Drives to the free throw line. Step back jumper from there. Pinball's out. Offensive rebound Garcia. Second chance. Here's Taylor. Turns the corner. Going left baseline. Gets it up before Golden could jump. And he lays it in. 55-45 Aggies.
I mean, Michigan's just a step slow. They're a step slow to come across and get the defensive rebound. They're a step slow coming from the weak side to help out on Taylor. And if they don't change it, this lead is going to continue to grow for the Aggies.
Here's Donaldson, tries to penetrate, nothing there. Kaysen on the drive inside. That won't go as we welcome those of you just joining us across our network. L.J. Kaysen driving inside for Michigan, and he draws the foul. Kaysen heads to the free throw line. After the foul on Payne, his second, and L.J. Kaysen on the year, an 81% free throw shooter. As Kaysen stands at the line for 2. The first free throw for Kaysen is good. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Hi,
everybody. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog Sports Radio, live all day during the NCAA tournament. That's until 2 a.m. Eastern. React to all the action at AAA Mad Dog 6 on Channel 82.
Those free throws good for Kaysen. 55-47. Texas A&M leading with 14-12 to go. Aggies will bring the basketball up with Phelps running the show. Taylor guarded by Jones, who passes him off now to Gale. Phelps driving on Wolf, backs it up now to Garcia. Garcia top of the key, tries to enter the inside, and we've got a whistle and a foul called. Vlad Golden with a push to get Payne clear, and that's the third on Golden.
And I think Phelps and Golden were really fighting for post position down low. Yeah, I mean, that's just a bad foul. I mean, I think Golden got beat to the spot a little bit and was trying to dislodge Phelps, get the big guy a little further away from the basket. That was an obvious call for the officials.
Taylor will drop it into Payne, left corner. Payne will drive baseline on. Golden attacking the big man with 3 fouls, and he puts up the little hook, and it drops in. Pharrell Payne has been a revelation. He's got 18. In the corner, quick 3 on the other end is good for Roddy Gale. Big bucket for Michigan. They're within 7, 57-50. Now pressure up the floor. Phelps brings it up. He's got Gale on his hip. Drives down the middle of the lane and is blocked off by Wolf. He'll back it out and reset. Phelps trying to find room to drive on Reuben Jones. Skips it over now to Garcia. Swing around to Taylor, left wing. Taylor with Wolf out defending. He likes this matchup. Taylor will put it on the deck. Drives past Wolf. Jump stop. Goes left to right. Layup won't go. Garcia gets the rebound. Drives to Payne. Count it. And the foul. Pharrell Payne again. He's got 20. And a chance for one more at the line.
Well, Michigan down 9 points with 13 minutes to go is nothing. This is a Michigan team that can score points and buckets. However, if they can't get stops with rebounds, if they can't stop Payne down low, it doesn't matter. And this team is scoring absolutely at will. Taylor has uncontested layups, uncontested trips to get both feet in the paint, collapse the defense, and then when they do miss, they're getting the second chance. Now second chance points for A&M.
And the free throw is good for Payne, and a 60-50 lead after the second foul on Jones. Gale will leave. So it's Cheddar, Golden, Wolf, Jones, and Kaysen on the floor. Jones will bring it up. Double comes. He kicks it to Kaysen. Kaysen in the right corner, bobbled by Cheddar. Secures the basketball to Wolf. 17 to shoot. Wolf drives baseline to the rim. Lay it in, and a chance for one more with a foul. Count the bucket, and to the line goes Danny Wolf in an 8-point game.
I really like to see that from Wolf. You know, an aggressive move from the bigs. I think sometimes when you at the offensive end are just kind of settling for 3-point shots, it doesn't get you going on the other end. But when you draw contact, you play physical, you get that trip to the free throw line, sometimes that could then carry over to the other end. It's not the way it should be. You should get your energy from how you play defensively. But however it comes for Michigan and Danny Wolf, he needs to step it up on the other end. 4th foul on Solomon Washington. He sits down. Wolf hits the free throw, 60-53. The Aggies by 7. 12:55 to go in this one. Taylor will bring it up. A bounce to Payne at the left elbow. He'll send it around to Coleman. Skip to Carter. Fakes the 3. Drives past Cheddar to the rim. Golden got a piece of that one as it floated up left side. And the rebound goes to Michigan. He really saved Cheddar because Cheddar just was completely blown by.
And Kaysen drives to the rim and he's fouled. So Kaysen will go to the free throw line for a pair. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Coleman with the personal foul. That will be his first, and to the line goes Kaysen for 2. He's got 7 in this one. The first free throw is good, and Michigan back within 6, 60-54. They've hit their last 4 shots. We saw this in the first half, Austin. A little streaky. Yep. They're in a good streak right now.
But that's who they've been all year. Yep. You know, they have always been a team that has missed 3 threes in a row. They make 3 of their next 5. But typically they've been more physical defensively. You know, they do a good job limiting opponents' field goal percentages as the 3-point play is.
So both free throws good for Kaysen, 60-55. Michigan within 5. Phelps will bring it up. Aggie fans standing as they enter the right-hand offensive zone. Taylor, the skip pass at the top to Phelps on the right wing. 16 to shoot. Phelps trying to drive on Kaysen. Lost the ball, gets it back, pushes it back to Taylor. Taylor calling for a screen from Coleman. He uses that screen. Goes down the left side of the lane. He is fouled on his way up. On that drive, Kaysen with the contact. His second, 6th team foul, and Taylor earns a trip to the line for 2. You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. First free throw no good for Wade Taylor. We saw him miss a couple the other night. 87% shooter, and he was frustrated with that miss.
Yeah, it is so hard to guard him in that high pick and roll. The bigs are just kind of shifting the way that they're guarding him, making it difficult for the defender. I think you really have to make a concerted effort to force him one direction, make sure you have help coming the other way, or completely get under the screen.
Second free throw is good, and now Obaseki will check in to give Taylor a breather before the under-12 media timeout. Michigan down by 6. They've hit their last 4 shots. And they will go to work from our right to our left with 12:16 to play. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. The winner gets Creighton or Auburn on Friday in Atlanta. Jones will send the pass over to Kaysen. Kaysen, full head of steam, drives on a diagonal right to the rim and lays it in. 61-57. Hard to say LJ Kaysen hasn't been the difference right now.
Great job, 2 possessions in a row, really attacking from the perimeter. He gets the 3-point play on one and then wide open on the other.
Obaseki on the right wing, working against Gale. Obaseki trying to turn the corner. Kaysen picks him up on a switch. Obaseki with 10 to shoot, trying to back down Kaysen in the right block. Double team shows. He passes out to Coleman. Another pass to Garcia under the basket. Wolf with the block. Ball loose on the floor. Bodies diving all over the place. Who's got it? Nobody does. It's a shot clock violation. Will Cheddar on the deck to try to get that basketball. No one could secure it. Timeout on the floor. Michigan ball. And the Wolverine crowd finally alive. We've got a game in Denver with the Aggies up 61-57 and a timeout. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible result in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse.
I know. Just got the notification.
Made it.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's time for the Coles fact of the game. Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden, each with 13 points or more in this game already. They are the first Division I duo of 7-footers to each average over 13 points per game since all the way back in 1989-90. when Shaquille O'Neal and Stanley Roberts did it for the LSU Tigers. That fact of the game sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Little difference, Austin, between how Shaq and Stanley Roberts did it versus Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's a few more three-pointer shot by Golden and Wolf. But, God, I would not have wanted to play against that dude.
Oh,
Shaq.
can you imagine?
Oh, my goodness.
Some earth movers there. Kaysen will bring it up the floor for Michigan from right to left. Kaysen on the drive, trying to lob it to Gale, and it was deflected by Obaseki and taken away. Here's Phelps on the drive. He lost it. Pocket pick by Reuben Jones. Quick push ahead to Kaysen. Kaysen will drive to the rim. Off the window, no, but a foul is called. Kaysen on the drive. Was he in the act of shooting when Jace Carter fouled him? He was, and it's 2 shots coming for L.J. Kaysen, whose speed and driving ability in this game have really turned things for Michigan.
I mean, the last 4 times down the floor, it has been Kaysen attacking. They scored the first 2 times, and then really good defense by the Aggies to deflect that lob pass out of the timeout. I thought that was excellent execution by Kaysen. That's the type of turnover, if you're Dusty May, that you will live with. But I thought Jace Carter defensively, he didn't need to foul there. He was kind of gambling for a steal. They had a post defender, and now he's coming out of the game. Just really a bad foul.
So it's not 2 shots. They didn't call it a shooting foul, but it is the 7th team foul, so it's a 1-and-1 for Kaysen. He's going to the line, but now just 1 guaranteed. Front end of the 1-and-1. Pinball's out, no good, and Phelps the rebound for the Aggies. So here comes Taylor. Up the floor, light top, light bottom, bright green shoes. He'll bring it across to the left-hand wing, and he drives on a lob underneath. He finds Payne for the 2-hand hammer. And Payne continues to make it hurt for Michigan. 63-57. He's got 23. Jones, middle of the floor for the Wolverines to Kaysen. Down by 6. Kaysen around the screen, picked up by Payne on the switch. Goes to Cheddar in the corner for 3. That won't go. Golden offensive rebound. Back to Cheddar, and he is fouled shooting 3. Veteran move by Will Cheddar, who saw Garcia flying at him, Austin, and he just leaned into the contact. He'll get 3 free throws.
Now, really smart move by Cheddar. And again, Michigan, they're doing more than enough on the offensive end over the last couple of minutes here, but it's defensively in that pick and roll with Taylor. They have got to find a way to not allow him to collapse the defense.
3 free throws for Will Cheddar, and the first is no good. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Second free throw good. Cheddar, an 87% shooter this year. 1 more to go for Will Cheddar. And the free throw is good. 2 of 3.
In this pick and roll with Taylor, you've got to force him one way without giving him a straight line drive to the basket. If you give him a straight line drive, the weak side just doesn't have enough time to get there.
They'll bring it across the half-court line. Directing traffic the whole way. Over to the left-hand wing. Throws up a 3. No good. And the rebound. Jones has it, and a foul's called. It'll go the other way. Jones plucked that rebound, and in the process of getting that rebound, got shoved. Not sure if it was Garcia or Payne that got him down there. They're going to call it on Garcia, and that's his second.
So I don't know if Michigan really did a whole lot defensively there. It was a little bit of a different look. It was a little bit more of a side pick and roll. But I just continue to say it. Every time Taylor pulls up for a 3-point shot as opposed to enforcing his will to get into the paint, he's letting Michigan off the hook.
0 for 4 from 3 is the 1-and-1 for Roddy Gale. Goes into effect, and the front end is good. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. So in comes Coleman. Out goes Obaseki, and Gale to the line for 1 more in a 3-point game.
This is where the Aggies have the 2 bigs with Payne and Coleman on the floor at the same time. As Gale Jr. knocks down the free throw. But with Michigan, you only have the 1 big on the floor, and that was really what was a problem for the Wolverines in the first half.
2-point game, 63-61. Coming up on 10 to play with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line in Denver. Phelps dribbling middle of the floor, stops on the S at the end of madness. Here's Taylor working around the left side, drops it off to a crashing Payne, drives down the right side of the lane, and he lays it in. Pharrell Payne has been unreal in this game and in this tournament. Second straight 25-point game for Pharrell Payne.
And that's off the bench, and he averages right at 10 points per game on the season.
11 in the second half, 4-point lead for the Aggies. Kaysen dribbling middle of the floor, eyeing him as Carter. Kaysen turns the quarter, gets Carter on his hip, dumps it into the right corner. Gale 3 is short. Jace Carter the rebound for Texas A&M. Here's Taylor. Accelerates up the floor from left to right. Underhands it to Phelps on the right wing. He'll curl to the left elbow. Now backs it out near the Aggie bench. 17 on the shot clock. Texas A&M with a 4-point lead, 65-61. We've got bodies all over the floor and a foul. Trying to fight through some screening action, and Michigan's going to pick up a personal. Taylor ended up on his backside. This away from the ball.
And I think that's the type of foul Dusty May is going to live with. You have got to stay attached to Taylor when he comes off of kind of that wide pin down without the ball. Because if he turns that corner and gets it, he's such a problem as we have seen all night.
So 17th foul, and that means Taylor goes to the line for a 1-and-1. He's 1 for 2 at the line tonight, 7 points, 3 for 10 shooting overall. And Taylor hits the first. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. And Trey Donaldson back on the floor. We've not seen a whole lot of Trey Donaldson.
Yeah.
Just 4 points in 17 minutes.
I think maybe a byproduct. Kaysen playing at the level he has. We've mentioned Payne a couple of times. Game 1, 10 of 12 from the floor. Game 2, also 10 of 12. How about that? 20 of 24 in 2 NCAA tournament games.
Taylor hits them both. 67-61. Aggies by 6. Still plenty of time. 9-10 to play. Donaldson now will walk it up for Michigan. Wolf pops out to get it. Wolf at the top of the key around the Golden screen. Wolf wanted to get it down to Golden, but Taylor got out there and kind of dug down on that basketball. Here's Golden extended right baseline. Throws up a wild shot. Misses badly. Rebound punched out by Gale to Jones. Second chance. Gale, right corner, toeing the line for a 3, and he hits it. Gale punched it out and bought himself a 3. 67-64, Michigan within 3.
Great awareness by Gale, and I think Golden had to shoot that awkward shot because of the shot clock. Michigan getting 3 points out of really nothing.
Here's Taylor on the lob. Payne with a catch, but Golden may have deflected that one away. Ball loose, and Donaldson's got it.
I think that Michigan kind of smelled out the fact that they were going for that lob play. Great adjustment defensively on the pick and roll.
Michigan 6 of their last 9 from the floor. Gale on the drive, past Coleman to the rim, and the layup makes it a 1-point game. 67-66. Aggies by 1. 8 to play in Denver. Taylor will walk it up. 12 second half points for Gale. Quick 3 for Taylor is good. 3 feet behind the arc. He rains down a 3. Quiets the Michigan crowd. Timeout. Buzz Williams at Texas A&M. Some tempers flare after that. Taylor with a little showboating. That got
Gale
Michigan.
Jr.
That got Gale Jr. and Reuben Jones both mad. Dusty May all the way out to half court to usher his team back to the bench and have a few words with referee Earl Walton.
Well, Gale Jr., when he hit his 3, he was right in the face of Texas A&M. And it was just reciprocated. It was both teams going back and forth.
Timeout on the floor with the score. Aggies 70, Michigan 66. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you. Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticketed hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. First half, both teams shot 36% from the floor. A little better shooting the second half. Michigan 56%, Texas A&M 52%. Wolverines will bring it up. Down 4, 70-66. Gale at the top of the key. Going to work for Michigan. Picks up his dribble, dish into the left corner, back out to Donaldson on the wing with 13 to shoot. Donaldson around the Wolf screen. Skips it wing to Gale. Gale on the right-hand wing. 7 on the shot clock. Gale going to work. Step back 3 over Payne. Well short. Air ball bounces into the hands of Coleman for Texas A&M.
I think for Gale Jr., with the bigger defender, he had to put a little more arc on the ball. Ended up coming up short.
On the bench, Taylor for the moment. Phelps will bring it over to the left-hand wing. Working against Jones. Phelps driving into the paint. Wraps it around underneath to Coleman, who falls out of bounds. Lost the ball off his foot. As he went up to get it, he was trying to walk the tightrope, and he could not. It's a turnover back to Michigan and a timeout on the floor. Just the 5th turnover for the Aggies today. They lead at 70-66 with 7:08 to go. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Hey, not to be dramatic, but you should.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. At home or at work, we'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. We proudly use Sherwin-Williams paint.
Feels like home.
At Meineke, doing car care right means our Meineke certified technicians fix whatever your car needs. We fix it right and back it up with nationwide warranties. Brakes? We do that. Tires? Yep, we do that too. Engine repairs, air conditioning, tune-ups, suspension, alignments, oil changes. We do it all. Visit Meineke.com today and schedule an appointment. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. Nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like Sirius XM College Sports Radio. We bring you closer to college football, basketball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, and so much more. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and on the Sirius XM app.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Forward Progress is now available as a podcast only on the SiriusXM app, free for most subscribers. Download it today and tap podcasts to see the best collection of podcasts in one place.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Spruce is a new weed and grass killer with 9 simple yet effective ingredients that are safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spruce works differently by dehydrating the weed down to the roots. 70-66, Texas A&M with the 4-point advantage over Michigan. Second half, 12 points for Gale, 8 for Kaysen, 7 for Wolf for Michigan. It's been Taylor and Payne all the way for Texas A&M. 12 in the second for Taylor. He's got 12 for the game. 11 in the second for Payne, who has 25 for the game. And Taylor back on the court after the timeout.
How about a guy averaging 10 points a game going into the NCAA tournament is averaging now 25 points in 2 games with 7 minutes left?
How about his 2 biggest games being in the NCAA tournament? How often does that happen? Donaldson will bring it up for Michigan. Down by 4, 70-66. Donaldson will feed it to Wolf. Wolf driving right baseline. Gets to the rim, misses the layup. Ball bounced off the court, back into the hands of Wolf. Looks like that was hit at the rim. Might have been a goaltend, but no call. Here's Donaldson in the corner, fakes the 3. He'll drive into the paint, dishes it out to Gale. 3, left wing. Oh, he got it again! Roddy Gale Jr. 70-69, Michigan back within 1.
I think you're right. It might have been a goaltend in favor of Wolf, but it worked out in Michigan's favor, getting the 3-point shot.
Now Taylor will size up, calls for the screen from Payne. He gets it, dribbles to the foul line. Floater from there is off the mark. Rebound, Vlad Golden. Michigan will start it up. The last time they led was 35-34 late first half. Donaldson crosses over, picked up by Payne on the switch, gets rid of it to Gale, who's got the hot hand, and a foul on Jace Carter. His second, team's 10th, and that means Gale will shoot 2 free throws for the lead. We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. We've got 6:08 to play to the Sweet 16. Texas A&M with a lead as large as 10 in this second half. That lead down to 1, 70-69, and Roddy Gale Jr. to the free throw line for Michigan. First free throw is good, and we are tied for the 7th time today.
And it's been Gale Jr. at the offensive end. Number of big shots here in the second half. But at the other end, the last 2 times down the floor, Michigan has done a much better job defensively in that high pick and roll, not allowing Taylor to finish at the rim. The last time was about an 8-foot push shot, not nearly his same strength.
Gale hits the free throw. He scored the last 12 points, and Michigan leads for the first time since 35-34. What a time for Roddy Gale Jr.'s best game in a Michigan uniform. Here's Taylor looking for the answer, and an offensive foul. Payne with the screen. It was moving. The 3rd foul on Payne, and the turnover back to the Wolverines.
And no argument from Buzz Williams. And you're right, it was moving slightly. But Gale Jr., the guard coming off of that, did a great job of selling it. I think if he had continued to try and fight through that, he might not have gotten the call.
Wolf will inbound to Donaldson. Donaldson back it goes to Wolf. Under 6 minutes to play. Lob inside, Golden with the catch. Goes right to left and lays it in. Michigan by 3. 73-70. 5:45 to go in Denver.
That is what you identify offensively with the Wolverines, is that high-low pass to the 7-footers.
Carter working around the screen. He'll drive inside. Golden blocks him off. Now he'll re-enter. Tries to take it at Golden, and he draws the foul on the big man. Boy, Jace Carter at 6'6", and Golden stepped into him and came down. Didn't hold verticality, Austin, and that's his 4th.
And that's something that Golden does as good as anyone in college basketball. He is active with his feet, getting across to help, and then he jumps vertically, and that's exactly what he did. But you're right, he came down with both arms.
To the line goes Jace Carter. First attempt of the day, and that's no good. Let's check the attendance, sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day deals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. Our producer, Drew Casey, counted. There are 19,421 in attendance here in Denver. As the second free throw is no good, and Carter, who is just a 41% shooter, misses both. 73-70, Michigan with a lead and the ball. Donaldson will bring it up. Chest pass over to the right side, and Jones. Reuben Jones feeds it to Golden, rolling toward the rim with a floater, and it's good. 18 points, 10 rebounds, Vlad Golden, timeout Michigan, up by 5 with 5:15 to go. 9 straight scored by the Wolverines. A 14-3 run gives them the lead by 5 here in Denver.
What a move by Golden. Defensively, one end, he gets the stop and the rebound. The other end slips the pick and roll. A&M a little late coming across. I wouldn't have been surprised if that had been a blocking foul. Golden just continues. He's done it. He did it in the Final Four 3 years ago. He's doing it here. What a great play by him.
Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. It's the 17th career double-double. You think that number would be higher for Vlad Golden?
Yeah.
He's played a lot of basketball, but in those 17 games, or previous 16 rather, his teams are 14-2.
Yeah. And the thing that I love about him is he doesn't force it. You know, they don't run a lot of offense through him necessarily. It's, hey, let's put him in a pick and roll, see how the defense plays it. If he makes himself available, we'll find a way to get it to him. And he's so good finishing right at the rim.
Michigan is plus 17 when Golden's on the court. Minus 12 off, and he's on the bench right now. Feels like Wade Taylor time as he'll walk it up for Texas A&M down 5. Taylor across the timeline to the right-hand side. He goes to Garcia on the wing. It'll go a chest pass back to Taylor, standing on the logo. Taylor calling for a screen from Payne. He gets it. Taylor into the paint, drives that ball up and drives some contact his way and picks up the foul. Shot no good. But Wade Taylor IV taking control and going to the free throw line for Texas A&M.
I mean, it's hard for me to think why you wouldn't just run that play over and over and over. High pick and roll. Michigan really doesn't have enough time in the way that the bigs are setting it to go under the screen as he knocks down the first free throw. They haven't stopped it all game, and I would continue going to it if I'm Buzz Williams.
I mean, the quickness of Taylor, his speed with the ball in his hands, nobody's been able to keep up with it.
You almost need to jump it, trap it, not allow him to turn that corner, but he's so fast. Hard to do.
It's both free throws. Golden back on the floor now for Michigan. 4:59 to go. 3-point Michigan lead. 75-72. Oh, tense moments in Denver. The road to the Final Four sends one of these two teams to Atlanta. Donaldson. Wolf at the top, a whistle away from the ball, and a foul on Payne. Jockeying for position inside. This is a big moment in this game. That's 4 on Pharrell Payne.
Yeah, and they're kind of switching everything up top in the high pick and roll. And there was a little bit of confusion with Wolf diving hard to the basket. I think he was going to have Payne sealed for a high-low pass. And Payne was really kind of forced to foul Golden.
And Golden with 2 free throws as both teams are now into the double bonus. First one good for Golden. Remember, Golden has 4 as well. Washington with 4. He's on the floor for the Aggies. 4 as well now for Payne. And Payne stays out there for the moment. Now Cheddar about to enter this game, likely for Golden if he makes the free throw, which he does, and he does. Vlad scored the last 6 points for Michigan. He'll leave, trying to protect him with those 4 fouls late. Payne stays out there with 4. Aggies down 5, 77-72. They'll walk it up. Taylor just jogs across the timeline. Payne will pop out to get it. Now Washington on the right wing. Back it goes to Taylor against Gale. Spins it down left block to Payne. Working against Cheddar. Pushes the pass back out. Taylor, 3 left wing. It's short. And the rebound out of bounds. Touched by Payne last. It'll be Michigan ball.
Now, I don't know if it's intentional to double team off of Wade Taylor. But I like that decision because now you're getting Pharrell. He has to pack the ball out. You don't have a good 3-point shooter in Taylor there. Really would rather have that shot from the perimeter. Great job defensively.
And A&M hasn't hit a field goal in 3.5 minutes. 5-point game, 77-72. Donaldson to work around the screen. Launches a 3. It's off the back iron. No. Rebound, Reuben Jones for Michigan. Offensive board for the Wolverines. They're actually beating the Aggies in the offensive glass. Entry to Golden on the right block. Banks it home. Vlad Golden with 22, and Michigan with its largest lead at 79-72. Here's Taylor on the drive. The dish into the right corner. The 3 won't go. Rebound, poke 3, and scooped up by Reuben Jones of Michigan. Now Donaldson with 3:50 to go will bring it up. 7-point Michigan lead. Donaldson on the attack. Spins to the rim for two. Jump stop. Pirouette. 2 points. 9-point Michigan lead. Timeout. Texas A&M.
What a great play defensively by Michigan, forcing Taylor into a difficult shot and then out in transition, going the other way. This is Michigan basketball at its best.
3:37 to play. There's a timeout on the court sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. In-store only, limit supplies. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you can't catch our tournament broadcasts on radio, you can also listen online at WestwoodOneSports.com and NCAA.com. On any Alexa-enabled device, simply ask to open Westwood One Sports, or listen on the go via the Varsity Network app, the NCAA March Madness app, or the brand new and easy-to-use Westwood One Sports app. With Austin Crozier, our entire Westwood One crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. 3:37 to go. Michigan 81, Texas A&M 72. The Aggies led 67-61. Since then, Michigan has outscored Texas A&M 20-5, and the Aggies haven't hit a field goal in 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, and Michigan deserves a lot of credit for what they are doing defensively. But keep in mind, this is an Aggies team, 40% from the field in this game, only 41% on the entire season. This is kind of who they are offensively.
Inbound, tipped away, loose on the sideline, and it's tipped out of bounds by Donaldson. It'll stay with Texas A&M. He got up, moving his finger around in a circular motion, saying, please review it. You cannot. It's not under 2 minutes.
What a different Wolverines team defensively from the first 7-8 minutes of this game. They were incredibly passive. They were not physical at all. A&M was getting everywhere they wanted, and now they are battling every time the Aggies have it.
Taylor inbound to Phelps in the left corner. Feeds Garcia at the free throw line. Garcia back out top of the key. Turn, launch a three. That won't go. Wolf the rebound. We've got a foul on the floor as Wolf got the rebound. Will Cheddar trying to clear space, knocked Pharrell Payne to the deck. For Cheddar, that'll be his third, and it's going to buy the Aggies an opportunity for 2 at the line.
Yeah, I mean, you have to always be aware of where Payne is. I think Cheddar kind of locked the elbow a little bit. It's tricky, right? Because you have to fight for that rebound position, but then you have to release at a certain time, and Cheddar just a little bit late on that release.
Payne at the line for 2. First one is good, and a new high for Pharrell Payne. He had 25. That was his high on Thursday against Yale. He now has 26 points. How about your 2 best games being in the NCAA tournament.
And it's not over. 3:23 left. He's going to have to continue to play a big role on one end or the other.
Second free throw, no good. Long rebound ends up with Reuben Jones of Michigan, and Trey Donaldson will slam on the brakes. 81-73. Aggies will apply some pressure, gets it across the timeline. Gale surrounded by Aggies. Now to Donaldson, feeds it over to Jones. Entry to Golden, up and under fake. No, but a foul's called. Golden waited a beat. Contact came from Jace Carter. Vlad Golden will go back to the free throw line, where today he's 8 of 9.
Yeah, it's a gamble with A&M kind of picking up three-quarter court. If you have a team that's not strong with the basketball and strong in their passing and make themselves available, you can force a turnover. But if the team is strong with make yourself available, good passes, you typically are going to give up layups. And that's exactly what happened there. Golden missed the layup, but he gets to the free throw line. You have to be very smart when you choose to pick up in that three-quarter court.
First free throw good for Golden. In comes Wiltshire, and you know what he does. He's a three-point shooter. And that's the mindset of Buzz Williams right now. Down by 9. Golden's second free throw is hard off the heel, no good. Still a 9-point three-possession game. Phelps will bring it up from left to right. He'll drive all the way inside. Wolf throws that shot out. Phelps gets his shot back. Lost it on the way up. It hit the bottom of the backboard, and it knocked the microphone off the standard. It's attached by a magnet, and Vlad Golden just jumped up and reattached the microphone with the magnet. Unfortunately, the microphone's now facing the wrong way.
Hey, Vlad, we need you over here to fix this. Get it going the other way, Vlad.
Vlad Golden is going to have the Union very unhappy with him. 82-73, 9-point advantage. Donaldson will skip it across to Gale. Gale swings it wing to wing to Jones, and now back to Donaldson. Taylor on his hip. He'll back off a little bit as Donaldson will work some clock. 14 to shoot. 2:43 to go. Michigan up 82-73 over Texas A&M. Here's Golden. Out it goes to Wolf. Fakes the three. Wolf on a drive to the free throw line. Backs it out with 5 to shoot. Wolf sizing up Carter. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Launches the 3. It's no good. Golden the offensive rebound. Tries the layup on the left side, and it rolls off the front iron. No good. Still a 9-point game. Taylor on the run. End to end. Dumps it to Washington. Leaning in for the shot. No, but a foul on the floor. Pat Driscoll comes out, our referee, and points at the exact spot where the foul occurred. Danny Wolf picks up his first somehow in this game that has seen 38 fouls. Danny Wolf did not have one until 2:21 to go in the second half.
Yeah, but how about Taylor? Just the awareness. Vlad misses the putback. He gets the basketball and goes 100 miles an hour, forces Michigan to come across and help. All of that set up by the veteran player.
And Solomon Washington goes to the free throw line and hits the first free throw. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Aggies have 1 timeout left. Michigan 2. Both teams well over the limit. Possession arrow favoring Michigan with 2:21 to go. Second free throw is good. Makes them both. 7-point game, 82-75. Michigan with the lead. Now Donaldson will work it up. Remember, Michigan very turnover prone. Lob ahead to Wolf. Now to Gale. One hard dribble. Leans to the rim. His shot won't go. And the rebound to Phelps. He'll push it up the floor for the Aggies. Phelps going end to end. Layup on the right side is good. 82-77. Aggies back within 5. Here's Gale. Brings it across on the near sideline from right to left. Pounding the dribble with the right hand. He hands it off to Donaldson. Donaldson waving Wolf into the corner with his left hand. Donaldson sizing up Carter. 15 to shoot. Entry pass left block. Golden turns, lowers the shoulder shot. No, but a tip jam. No, they're going to wave it off. Reuben Jones flying in to jam it home, but they're going to say it's offensive interference. The ball was still in the cylinder, and no shot for Michigan.
You had a chance to look at the replay. I think that is the right call. The officials are going, it appears as though they're going to go and take a look at it.
On the floor is basket interference. We're going to go review.
The camera angle from behind the basket appears as though it is still in the cylinder. The one from the front looks as though maybe it is coming off.
Well, it bounces off the rim.
Yeah.
The second bounce is when he picked it up.
After the second bounce. It was on his way back up, and he picked up. This is really close. The one angle looked like it was definitely still in the cylinder, but the second view, I think they're going to take a couple moments here to take a look at this. Hits the rim, comes off. That's a close one.
Very close. They called it on the floor, offensive basket interference. So they're going to have to see something that overturns it. TV's got their rules analyst, Gene Sterator, on it. Gene needs his index card that he famously used in a football game years ago because it is about an index card difference between whether it's on or off the rim, in or out of the cylinder. It is just...
When you look at it from behind the basket, or excuse me, now the one we're looking at is kind of at the 30-second clock. It does look like it's coming off.
And now they're going to bring over Earl Walton to look. Pat Driscoll and Byron Jarrett got their look. I mean, such an important call. It's the difference between a 7-point game and a 5-point game with it being Aggie ball. This is a big swing with 1:43 to go. Now everybody's getting a free timeout out of this. So now they've all seen it. Everybody, we've all seen it.
I think that's coming off. I think that it will be interesting because you're right. On the court, it was called goaltending.
Here we go.
After review, the call is confirmed. Basket interference. White ball.
I think by the fact that that's what they called on the court, there wasn't enough to overturn it.
So I wonder if you had called it good.
Well, they wouldn't have reviewed it.
It's under 2 minutes. You could not look at it unless it's been called goaltending. So it's been confirmed. The language matters in this. They call it confirmed. Now they're checking the clock to make sure that the time remaining is right. Not real sure why that wasn't done while they reviewed the other.
And as good as Vlad Golden has played, the last 2 times down the floor, he has missed a point-blank shot.
On layups, we talked about it at halftime. This Michigan team is 10 of 19 on layups. That's a lot of points left at the rim by big guys. So it's a 5-point game, 1:42 and counting to go. Taylor will bring it up for Texas A&M. Taylor weaving to the left side of the lane. Dishes into the left corner for Wilcher. Wilcher surrounded by Gale. He'll back it out. It's Phelps who will reset around a Payne screen, drives left side of the lane, and a foul on the floor. The whistle blew. He took a shot up and it went in. But the foul on the floor first by Trey Donaldson means 2 free throws coming for the Aggie transfer from SMU, Zurich Phelps.
And Trey Donaldson and Vlad Golden got into a miscommunication. Trey Donaldson was trying to send him away from the screen. Golden thought he was going to use the screen and come across and blitz, and that allowed him to draw that foul.
And Michigan has gone cold at exactly the wrong time. They've missed their last 4 shots. We've talked about a streaky team all day. They've gone cold, and the Aggies trying to take advantage. Free throw by Phelps is good. He's got 1 more to go. First attempt today. Phelps 70% on the year. 1 more for Zurich Phelps. Second free throw is good. He makes them both. It's a 3-point game. Gale will inbound. Donaldson will walk it up. Under 90 seconds to go to the Sweet 16. And a throw into traffic, almost taken away. Donaldson gets it back, finds Wolf, he'll back it out. Michigan very fortunate to have this possession. Donaldson working near the half-court line with a left-hand dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Sizing up Washington. The bigger man is guarding it. Donaldson trying to cross him over. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. Into the paint. Donaldson throws it up. Off the window and good! He didn't even see the basket. He knew the shot clock was winding down. He underhanded a prayer and somehow it rolled home. 84-79. A Michigan miracle to stretch the lead to 5.
What a play by Donaldson. That was an offensive possession going absolutely nowhere, and he created a shot and a finish completely out of thin air.
Timeout called by Michigan. They have 1 remaining. Texas A&M has 1 remaining. Both teams over the limit. Possession arrow is Michigan's. And how about Texas A&M? They've hit 1 field goal, Austin, in the last 7 minutes. Yet they're only down 5 on the scoreboard with 59.2 to go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stick around. We mentioned Michigan, how they can go on some of these cold spells. But if I'm at A&M, hard to imagine that this isn't going to be a pick and roll with Taylor or Phelps. That is where they have had so much of their success. And if you're Michigan, you've got to be on the same page in which way you are sending that guard. Are you going to force him to use the screen? Or are you going to send him away from the screen? It doesn't really matter which one you do, but the man guarding the screener has to know which way you're trying to send him.
Wade Taylor will bring it up. Taylor stops three, right wing, halfway down, and it burps back up. Wolf with the rebound. How did that come out? An invisible hand poking it free, and a foul is given by C.J. Wilcher as the Wolverines bring it across with Roddy Gale Jr. Taylor had that one halfway into the net, and somehow it pinballed out.
You're right. I think the equator of the ball was below the rim, and that came out. And hard to fault him for taking that shot with the success he's had it going on the floor, but a tough break for the veteran Taylor.
Free throw number one good for Roddy Gale. Michigan trying to get to the Sweet 16. Remember, this team last year was 8-24. They were 3-17 in the Big Ten Conference. They are 46 seconds away from the Sweet 16. Second free throw good for Gale, and that's a big one. It's 86-79. Aggies with the ball. Taylor will bring it up, sends it over to Garcia. Garcia hands to Wilcher, and a timeout is called by Buzz Williams before Wilcher can shoot the three. 39.9 on the clock. And an 86-79 lead for Michigan. The Wolverines down 10 in the second half. Trying to get to the Sweet 16 from Denver. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Roddy Gale Jr. transferred into Michigan from Ohio State, a path rarely trod if you know the history between those two schools. And on a day in which Michigan is trying to go to the Sweet 16, Roddy Gale has had his best game as a Wolverine. 19 of his 24 points in 16 second-half minutes. He's a perfect 6 of 6 at the line, 3 of 5 from 3, and 5 for 9 from the floor in the second half. 24 points for Gale, 86-79 the lead for Michigan as the Aggies will inbound with 39.9 to play. Zurich Phelps will send it in on the sideline. Phelps looking. Needs some help, gets it from Payne. He'll hand it right back to Phelps. Phelps over to the left-hand wing. He'll launch a high-arcing three. It's off the back iron, off the top of the backboard. Ball's batted around and secured by Reuben Jones, who's fouled with 30.9 seconds to go.
You just see a different demeanor from this Aggies team after that shot by Wade Taylor didn't go down. That shot goes in. It's a 2-point game. He misses, it goes the other way. Michigan makes both free throws at 7-point game, and that's really the game. And they just look so dejected and know what a different place they could be in had that shot gone down.
So Reuben Jones will go to the line. He's not had a lot of opportunities this year. It's his first. That's just his 18th free throw attempt of the year. 13 for 18 for Jones. 19 of 22 has been Michigan in the second half at the line. Jones' second is good. 88-79 Michigan. 30.9 seconds to go. And the Aggies now very desperate.
You need threes, you need them quickly, and you need turnovers.
Here's Taylor up the floor, hands to Payne, and a turnover back to Gale. They tried to hand it back. Gale secured the loose ball. Taylor commits the foul, and now Michigan can start to sense it. Dusty May pumping his fists on the Michigan sideline. Michigan fans over our shoulder to the left, standing in unison. The Wolverines are 24.4 seconds from the Sweet 16.
And you know, it's just a team that you just have to love. You have to live with some ugly basketball for stretches. And they had a couple of them here, but he is a coach that just instills so much confidence in his team, whether it's Roddy Gale, whether it's Trey Donaldson, whether it's the bigs. And then they go on these stretches where they look like world beaters offensively.
First free throw good, a 7-0 burst for Michigan to close this one out. At the line for one more is Gale, the MVP of the day for Michigan. He hits it again. 26 for Gale. 90-79 Michigan. Inbound for the Aggies, comes to Garcia. Here's Taylor, 3 at the top of the key. That rims out. Golden with the rebound. Hill outlet to Wolf. And Taylor with a frustration foul. His 5th. He will foul out as Wolf will go to the line. The wonderful career for the all-time scoring leader at Texas A&M, Wade Taylor, the 4th, will come to a close. He entered this game with 2,044 career points. He will leave with 2,058. He gets a standing ovation from the Aggie faithful as he fouls out with 15.8 to go, and Michigan is ready to clear the bench.
Now, I don't think you're going to very often confuse Buzz Williams as a warm and fuzzy guy.
No.
However, when we asked him about Wade Taylor in our interview yesterday, he was glowing with the level of respect that he has for him.
Said he would trust him with his life.
Yeah.
How many players can you say that about?
Yeah, and I had some great relationships with coaches that I've played for, and it is really great to see a guy stay there for 4 years, have the level of success that he has had, and it's a difficult ending, but he was an incredible player for this program.
Wolf hits the free throw, 91-79. They'll roll the ball in, and the Aggies will work for the final few seconds. Phelps driving inside. He'll take it to the rim. No, but a foul is called inside against Harrison Hochberg, who just came off of the bench for Michigan. So Harrison Hochberg gets the foul, and the crowd boos.
And I think Hochberg, he looked over at Dusty May. My guess was May's instructions to his end of the bench guys was, do not foul.
Phelps free throw no good. A 9-0 run for Michigan, trying to close this one out. Coach's son Charlie May on the floor to end this game. Second free throw is no good either. The rebound scooped up underneath by Fat Brooks. The handoff to L.J. Kaysen. He will walk it up, and he will run it out from 8 wins to the Sweet 16. The Michigan turnaround moves on to Atlanta. The Michigan Wolverines are Sweet 16 bound with a 91-79 win over Texas A&M.
What a great performance from the Wolverines. They lost 4 of their last 5 games in regulation. They had a chance to win the Big Ten regular season outright, really trending in the wrong direction before they go to the Big Ten tournament. They win 3 in a row. In the semifinals, Donaldson hits a buzzer beater to beat Maryland. They get to the championship. And they are a team that has kind of played in stretches really all season long, within the 40 minutes of a game over the course of the entire season. And they are on the hot end of it right now.
Dusty May with a big hug for the Michigan faithful at half court. And a handshake with his players, coaches, and his sports information director, the great Tom Wyrot. And Vlad Golden makes his way in our direction. And we're going to get the Superstar Center for the Michigan Wolverines. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier. Vlad, when you've got a double-double in your career, your teams have rarely lost. That was the case again today. 23 points, 12 rebounds.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good day today for you. Pretty good day for your team. Congrats. You know what this is like. What's it like with this group to go to the Sweet 16?
I mean, there's nothing better. Like, you battle every day with your teammates. You go play one more game, and it's like, that's the best thing in the world.
It seemed like at the beginning of the game that A&M maybe was the more physical team. They were very efficient down low. What did you guys do differently to change that?
We knew how to play, and we understood way before the game started that it's going to be a very physical game, but at the end of the day, you cannot prepare 100%, but you can adjust after the half.
Tell me about your teammate Roddy Gale and the performance he had today. He ends up with a 26-point day. He was fantastic. What about what he was able to do for your group out there?
He's a dog. Like I said it before, like we need him in this kind of games because he's like one of the toughest players in the team, and he showed it that he can go and do it.
Well, there are your teammates. Celebrate. Go celebrate with them, Vlad.
Congratulations. That's
Vlad Golden of the Michigan Wolverines as his Wolverines defeat Texas A&M by a score of 91-79. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Vlad Golden leaves us, Austin Crozier, to go celebrate with his team. And when we look at the final numbers, Michigan was plus 25 on the scoreboard. In other words, when Vlad Golden was on the floor, they were 25 points better than Texas A&M. You don't see that kind of plus-minus very often.
I mean, it's a 40-minute game. I mean, that's really hard to do. 7 of 14 from the field, not uncommon from him. 9 of 11 from the free throw line. 12 rebounds, 8 drawn fouls in that game. And he just shows how disruptive he can be when he gets the ball down low.
Our final score from Denver, Michigan on the way to the Sweet 16. They'll play the winner of Creighton and Auburn on Friday in Atlanta. They win at 91-79. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel walk-behind, zero-turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. Available at participating dealers.
To win in basketball takes a can-do spirit. So shave with Barbasol and inspire your team. Raise that red, white, and blue can and yell, "We can do this." If it doesn't work, you still got a great shave. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live full service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch.
The tournament is here. March Madness is here. The craziness is here. Don't forget, hit that like button down below and share this link out so we can get more basketball fans here in the chat, hanging out with us, cheering on your favorite team.
Clayton steals it and lays it in. Clayton a good look. Hit 6.
Check out our new website, www.torontosportsinsider.com, and check out the link that is in the description as well as in the chat that shows where all of the live viewers are watching from. Are you an insider yet? Have you hit that subscribe button? I bet you have now. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for checking out our Bracket Mania campaign. A lot more coming up soon.
a great scene this is.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us.
Shop these limited time savings before they're gone. Lowe's, they help you save. All right, Austin, who's your Lowe's player of the game?
I can't believe that I'm going against a guy that has a plus 25 plus minus, but I'm going to go with Roddy Gale. I mean, this game was very much in doubt for Michigan. They couldn't get anything going offensively. The 2 7-footers were struggling to finish at the rim and away from the basket, and it was Gale that just stepped up and hit. I believe all 4 of his three-pointers came in that second half, 26 points. Just a timely performance from Gale to have his best game of the season.
91-79. Michigan wins it, the final here in Denver. On the court, BYU warming to our left. Wisconsin warming to our right. Those two teams ready to go with another trip to the Sweet 16 on the line coming up. But right now, time to rejoin our Straight Talk Wireless studios in Los Angeles. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Let's send it back to L.A.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. Brad Heller in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. And boy, Kevin, you said it. This turnaround for Michigan, a microcosm of their entire season. The 8 wins last year, and now here they are in the tournament with a shot at the Sweet 16. They're down by 10 with 13 minutes to go. And that's when the turnaround started. What a finish for the Wolverines. Time now for the Wrangler highlight of the game.
Donaldson trying to cross him over. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. Into the paint. Donaldson throws it up. Off the window and good! He didn't even see the basket. He knew the shot clock was winding down. He underhanded a prayer and somehow it rolled home. 84-79. A Michigan miracle to stretch the lead to 5.
The highlight of the game sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. So they were down 10, 60-50, and then Michigan 41-19 to finish the game, and they win it by 12. So from down 10, they win by 12. 91-79. 19 more wins than a year ago when they were 8-24, and Dusty May has the Wolverines in year 1 on to the Sweet 16. They're going to face either Auburn or Creighton on Friday in Atlanta. That game is a good one. We'll check that as part of the scoreboard when we return. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Old Spice Swagger Body Wash will make you the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 aluminum-free brand that keeps you feeling like a Super Bowl champion 24/7 when used daily. But don't wait. This dynamic duo is available at Costco for a limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59, where freshness meets football greatness.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes, everything stops. Even the game. Lights, broadcast equipment, cooling, you ensure the assets that matter most work. MaintainX was built for professionals like you. A modern maintenance app that helps manage work orders, schedule maintenance, and track inventory. So keep the madness on the court, not in your operations. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain in the letter X.com/MVP.
Workdays can be unpredictable.